Hello, good morning. How you guys doing today? Welcome to my live stream. Trust we all doing okay. Thank God it's Saturday. Come on, let's get into this topic. Thank you guys for joining me today. If you're watching me, just say hi. Let me know you're there so we can kick off. Thank you guys for joining me this morning. All right, I'm trying to share this live stream as well to my community page so that others could join. Let me quickly do that. Let me quickly do that. I hope your day has been good. Thank you for joining me today. So if you're hearing my voice, if you're behind, just say something at the background. Let me know you're there. For the meantime, let me share myself so we can get started. All right. Okay. Share. All right. Please thumbs up the stream if you're watching me. Just thumb up the stream for me, please. It's very important. So I just shared myself out on the community page so that others could join. Thank you guys for coming in this morning. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up as you're coming in. Thank you. All right. So why am I picking on this topic? I've been researching on this particular issue for some time now. And I wanted to throw some light to it, why that happened, and possibly ways we can avoid those from happening. So that's what I want to discuss today, and I want to make it conversational. So if you're there watching me, just say hi, okay? And feel free to uh, jump into the link once I drop the link. All right. Thank you guys, amazing people. Thank you guys for joining me. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So what I did was to share myself out so that others can as well get the notification and join me today. The topic says, why do Nigerian men in the US delete their husband? By delete, I mean KILL. We know what that means. But because of because of YouTube, there are some certain words we can use here so you don't get flagged. And there are obvious reasons, and then some reasons that are not so obvious, but they do happen. And most times people don't believe that human beings can be that way. But we're going to be tabling it out on reasons why they do that, because most of them, especially those that got some confessionaries before they even, um, uh, delete themselves, and those that, were sent to prison, the reasons why they said, was the and what they said were the reasons why they did what they did. I'm trying to be coded with my words here because of YouTube. So for few of them that did the confessionaries before they, took their own, lives, the particular reason has been the issue. One particular reason. Then you will now, ask yourself or get to ask, why are people this way? So I'll be discussing this today, and it's going to be a conversationary chat live. I'll be dropping my link as well. So the first thing I'm going to say here, most men, once, especially the Nigerians that live in the US, once they decide to marry and they want to go back to Nigeria to, get a wife, um, their intention was, yes, I'm not just going to marry anybody. I want to marry a nurse. So they will send messages to their relatives back home. Look around. If there is any girl that you know that is from a good home, blah, 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 the person must be a nurse. That is the criteria. I have not heard it once. I have heard it multiple times. When I mean multiple times, and also it's still happening. It's still happening. So they will say specifically they want to marry a nurse. So even if they found somebody that is very good, you understand? Also, the person they fell in love with, they will still not marry the person if the person is not a nurse. Yeah, that is fact. They only want somebody who studied nursing or who is willing to go into nursing career once you get here. So you can see the intention for the union from the on-go is financial. Is not just building a family, okay? Is they're looking for economic gain from their wives, economic gain. So once the foundation is not set right, definitely doom awaits the person in the future. So you're not finding a wife that you want to live or spend the rest of your life because he's from, or rather, she's from a good home. She is well behaved. She is. You are in love with this person, or you like the person. But first of all, the reason you're, finding a wife is because that person must be a nurse, and that's where the problem starts from. Wrong reason for choosing a spouse. It starts from the very beginning of that marriage. Even before they say I do, they're already a problem. You've created that notion, yeah, once she gets to the US, I'm going to make sure she gets all the nursing degrees because I'm going to make sure she does this so that we can still start making the money. So that foundation for that marriage, the priorities for the marriage has been set on a wrong footing. You're starting that marriage on the wrong side of the note. And you don't expect it to work so well if you go with that kind of notion or that kind of motive into marriage. Definitely something might happen in the future. Again, if the foundation is wrong, what do you expect? So that is the beginning problem. Even before they say I do, there is already a problem. You're not just marrying that woman because she's a good person. You're marrying that woman because she's a nurse. So the career comes first before the behavior. So when you have chosen the career, whatever you expect from it, you shouldn't complain. So fast forward that they married the lady, she's a nurse, she gets to the US. If you're already an RN in Nigeria, you have to do one or two courses to or sit for board exam to get certified as a registered nurse in the US. So they had to study to take the exam, doing all of that. Most of them, do it several attempts before they get satisfied. So if you fail the first time, you try again. If you fail the second time, the third time, you keep trying until you pass. And once you pass and get certified as a registered nurse in Nigeria, in the US, then you start working. So the moment that lady start working, of course, that money start coming in. I had a very long discussion yesterday with a family of mine that is also into nursing. Hey, Sister Ifechi, thank you, beautiful woman, for joining me today. Thank you, thank you. I really appreciate. I really, really appreciate you joining me today. Thank you so much. So I'm just starting and I'm talking about the reason why our brothers here, why they, delete their wives. So I was laying the foundation, to the problem. So that's where I am right now. Thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate. I'll also be dropping the link in a few minutes. So anyone that feels free to contribute to the conversation, please let me know. So the lady came to the US, got certified as a registered nurse, or and then start working, the money start coming. So my conversation yesterday with a family of mine that is also into nursing, she said to me, if she had known what she knows now, that she wouldn't have worked extremely hard like she did 15 years ago, 20 years ago when she came to the country. She was walk school children, walk school children, walk school children. Okay. Hi, Ochitonia. Absolutely, Sister Fechi. Absolutely. Part of what we talked. Yes, absolutely. Thank you so much. I really appreciate Ochitonia. Thank you so much. You did a premiere last night and you were not there. It was just me and Nemozo that were there from the beginning to the end, watching you and your and your sweethearts. Hey, I said I'm going to tell you, sis, you have to reevaluate those on our friends. So hey, I was shocked to my bone when I watched that video. And we watched it to the end, Nemos and I. I was shocked. That's even your own brother. Hey. Mm. Anyways, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you guys. I have 10 amazing people in the house. Thank you guys for being here this morning with me. If you haven't thumbs up the stream, please thumb up. Let me know. Thank you guys. So she told me if she had known what she knows now, that she wouldn't have, done that. That several times that she lost a neighbor who is in Nigeria because of ill health, and that ill health came for stress at work. And there is not just a neighbor, that several of their colleagues, nurse colleagues, have passed because of so much stress put in the body, all in the name of making money. So she was breaking it down for me, said, and this money that we are chasing, how much is it? Okay, if you work in the hospital, you might be earning about like $44 an hour. If you're not working in the hospital, in some places, you might earn like $27 an hour to $33 an hour, something like that. Then for you putting so much stress on yourself, you do 16 shifts straight. The next day, you're coming back 16 shifts straight. And remember that these women coming from Nigeria to be working, they as well not just working and going home and sleep. They are having children. They are raising kids. Some of them are still going to school. So it's stress all the way. Maybe in a 24 hours a clock time, they are able to get maybe 3 hours of sleep if you succeed in getting 3 hours of sleep. Because by the time you're off work, you're getting home thinking you're going to relax. Your little baby, your toddler is there crying, dragging you. So you really do not get the rest you need. So she broke it down with me yesterday. We were on a phone call for over 40 minutes. She was like, Nessie, people don't understand that if you're not careful, the country where you step in will consume you. And when your body is being packed with the stress that comes from work, childbearing, raising kids, and school, that your reasoning and thinking will not be that balanced. And that's where some problems start coming in: health problem, marriage crisis, and all of that. Cool Gamer, thank you for joining me today. Thank you, thank you. Please, guys, if you're here, you can share me out so we can have others, contribute to the conversation. So after she finished explaining that to me, she said now, someone will say that because her kids are grown, that's why she can afford to limit the number of times she works. So she said she works 3 days a week, and she's not working, in a stressful environment. She's doing one-on-one with, people that are challenged and stuff like that. She might just go there, do her thing, carry her book or her laptop, and be doing something to like engage the brain. That she might not be making so much money, but she goes home fulfilled because her health is better, she feels better, she has enough time to think things through, not the one you're every time you're at, on the edge, you are stressed. You don't, any small thing, you're agitated, you're upset because you don't have enough time to even relax yourself, relax your body, and give your body some kind of, relaxing thing that the body needs. We shouldn't forget that the body, in as much as we are making so much money, we are working so hard, there are other factors that contribute to wellness. Thank you, Sister Ifechi. I really appreciate the chair. I'm sorry, I appreciate the share. I appreciate the thumbs up. Thank you guys for being amazing this morning. So after we spoke about that, I said, wow. She said, I don't understand. People think that cancer is just one foreign disease that will come into your body. No, that cancer comes from the kind of food you eat, the level of stress you put on your body, the toxins you put on your body, which is majorly food. If you're that type that every time you're gulping soda or energy drink to get boosted, you keep taking energy drink booster, you're drinking soda, thinking that you just want to do 16-hour shift. And most people don't even stop at 16-hour shift. As they're living 16-hour shift, they are going to another one to do another 4 hours or 5 hours before they get home. That all these things tell on the body that the moment the person start getting old, your body will tell you, see, I've accumulated a lot of stress in the future, and now I am weighing you down. So I was like, wow, I'm glad you realize it now, because you can be able to like make the correction while you're still young. She said yes, that she doesn't walk the way she used to walk before. And I should not forget, at the time kids were coming, you have to take care of them, you still have to go to school, you have to work. And that has been the majority of the story coming from here. And then you will do all that work, stress all the stress, and still get back home. Your husband will take charge of your finances, telling you, yeah, we have to do it this way, we have to do it this way. I've had an interview again with someone. She said that initially they used to have a joint account. She and her husband, they had joint account, that every month she does a direct debit from her salary to the joint account. That for 6 months, 7 months, 8 months, she noticed that her husband has not been dropping any money in the joint account. Rather, it's her money that he's been spending. So she said, well, wait though. She didn't even know how to talk about it with the husband, because she didn't want any problem. What she now did was she stopped depositing money there. The moment she stopped, the man realized that the card was declined when he went to buy something. The next thing was, what happened to the account? What happened to which account? The lady said, which account are you referring to? Our joint account, there is no money there. I said, yeah, maybe you haven't been depositing money there. That's why there is no money there. So that incident that happened to the man brought a discussion. When they got home, they talked about, she said no, that she can't continue to go that way. That she had waited for too long and you never made any attempt to deposit money. So all the money comes from my salary. And you can't be spending it. You go to events, you write a check of $200 and give to somebody, you spray money anyhow out of my sweat. That I know that she can't continue that way. So these are the small problems that generate to a large one. And the next thing is, I can't continue with this man. And once that lady realized, or rather, once the man realized that, okay, my wife is now going this way, the next thing is that she has grown wings. He will not see it as any fault of his. All he's seeing that the woman I brought to US has grown wings. Who are you talking to? Who are your friends? They start making some necessary excuses to their own problem. Because if that man, for example, was contributing at the same time the wife was contributing, and they were prudent in their spending, not someone will be toiling 16 hours at work, put money there. You will now be the one, the chief spender. If they go to events, you want everybody to recognize you that you know how to spray money. And you're not asking yourself, where is that money coming from? It's coming from someone standing for 16 hours at work. Maybe that person will get 1 hour break. So you practically on your feet for 15 hours. You know, that my family that discussed with me yesterday, she said in the hospital, the minimum patients you have assigned to you in a day shift is 4. But when you're doing one-on-one, like what she's doing now, she has just one patient. She goes there, is quiet everywhere. You take care of the person because it's one-on-one. But hospital, minimum of 4, you're always on your feet for that length of time you're going to spend there. So, and then at the end of the day, somebody will come to, use your money for you. And when you ask any question, it becomes a problem. So what is way forward? How are we going to work on this? I'll be dropping my link. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Nelo's side. Thank you so much for joining me. Nelo said, I'm not sure we are friends. So if we haven't connected before, please make sure you leave me a comment in one of my short videos so I can get back to you much later. All right, so I'm dropping my link. Feel free to jump into the link if you have something to contribute on this topic. Let's deliberate together as women and as men. Let's talk about it. We need to talk about this. You know, that yesterday when I was trying to do my thumbnail, I went to Google. I just typed in Nigerian man, Nigerian man, not even men. I say Nigerian man that, kill, his wives in the US. If you see pictures, more than 15, because they're always in the news. I was like, whoa, pictures all over the place. Thank you so much, Stella White. Thank you for joining me today. All right, she said, I'm here, sis, doing house chores with my headphone on. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate. I have you already, host, but you haven't written. Oh, Nello, I didn't know that. Thank you for the reminder. I'm going to do that right away. So, guys, if you want to contribute to the conversation, go ahead and jump in. Let's talk about it. I want this to be conversational, not just the host talking. While I search on Nelo, I just typed Nelo. The popular Nelo came up. Nelo's side. The popular Nelo came up. Oh. Okay, Nelo doesn't have any short video that is recent. Okay, you have Meet My Kids 2 weeks ago. That's 4 minutes and 55 seconds. So I'm gonna go there because that's the closest to being short. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate. You guys are most welcome. So please feel free. I have the link now in the chat. Feel free to jump in and let's discuss this with together. So when I was reading the Google yesterday, and then I saw the whole picture, I said, wait, though, is this just only related to Nigerians? Because the number is huge. The number is a lot. When I mean a lot, is really a lot. You keep seeing different faces, that those that have already been tried, those that deleted themselves, those that ran away and got police into chase, and eventually police caught them. A lot of stories out there. If you really doubt what I'm saying, just type Nigerian men that kill their wives in the US. You will see all kinds of stories. Yeah, and you're gonna read everything. You're given police investigation, their test, the person, the husband's testimony. I don't want to use some certain words because of YouTube. They are there on Google, on the internet. And the basis for that is finance. When I said it yesterday in Spice It Up show, that the number one reason why husbands do that in the US is money, is finance. Because the moment the woman realizes, look, I'm in a different country, I have laws protecting me as a woman, I have guidelines, there are rules, there are regulations, I can actually function independently in as much as I'm married. Okay, the moment a woman realizes that, you understand, it becomes a problem. And also, because the men go to Nigeria specifically to marry nurses, so they are marrying economic power. They are not marrying someone because I love this girl, I like this person so much, She's from a good home. She's well behaved, well trained. And then you're bringing that person with intention to milk that lady. You can't be spending her money in the parties, throwing dollars in the air, and then receiving the accolade. Yeah, he's a good spender. He's a good gifter on somebody's sweat. One day the person is going to revolt. We know it's a natural way of things. The person will be seeing you. She's trying to be prudent to manage the money. And when you guys get to the party, you write a check, $300 for somebody that is graduating from high school. Why do you want to be the highest donor? Even those that are not even close to you, but you just want them to know, yeah, I got the money. You got which money? Somebody's sweat. And then you expect that lady to keep quiet, to continue to endure it. There is this video I watched from Stella White. I didn't leave a comment, Stella, but I watched that video, your Blessed CEO's video. I was watching that. I was really, really laughing and nodding my head. Yeah, she said in that video, Stella, that if they call you a good wife, when they cheat on you, you don't complain. They abuse you, you don't complain. They do this, you don't. And that is the fact. So if you're spending that woman's money and she does not complain, she's a good wife. But the moment she complains, kata kata don't bust. That is the reality most people face. You went on to marry somebody not because of affection or because of likeness or because of the person's behavior. You strictly marry that person because you want to marry a nurse. And then if that person comes here and be working like Jackie, 16 hours, 18 hours, some even work up to 20. Some, my family member I spoke with yesterday that is a nurse, she said some live in facilities because they want to work round the clock to make this money. Because they realize if you do double shift or even triple shift, you're definitely going to make a kill. You're making a kill at the end of the month, but that kill is also making a kill on your internal system because the stress goes to the body. If you're, for example, if you're paying, if they pay you $40 an hour and then you do double shifts on that same amount, let's say the first place of work, $40 an hour in the hospital or $44 an hour, then in a group home where you're going to work, maybe you're charging $35 an hour. Then at the end of the day, the money accumulates. Do the math. You're putting in, let's say, 18 hours on 20 hours in a day times by $44. 18 hours times 44, and you do that 5 days a week. That's a lot of money. And then you do all of those, get little sleep, and someone will come and be spraying your money in the event, throwing up in the air, answering a ichie buzuo, ichie akokalea on your wife's sweat. There is no way that woman will not crack. There is no way that woman will not ask questions. See, she will start asking the elder ones in the community, look at what my husband is doing all the time. He doesn't do anything anymore. Since the kids start coming, he's now the one taking care of the kids and the family. And we'll try to manage our family. But he goes to events, he's spreading money anyhow. Of course, that person waiting to receive the advice will say, what are you talking about? How can you stand for 20 hours at work and someone is spending your money? They will start feeding in things to the young lady on how things should be done in her home. And that's where the problem comes from. That's where situation changes. That's where kata start coming from. And the moment that woman start thinking that way, instead of the man to say, okay, sweetheart, let's sit down and have a conversation, he's picking up because his ego will not let him down. The next thing he will tell the woman, after all, I brought you to this country. Without me, would you have been here? I brought you here, I sent you to school, I paid tuition. That's the first reaction that man will give to the woman. In one of the recent cases that happened shortly before COVID, yeah, it was during COVID 2020, before COVID got so serious. It was in Houston. The reason for that was just the same scenario. I brought her to the US. I sent her to school. I paid for her school fees. She started working and started making money. And she now said, I don't want your mother, that's the husband's mother, will not visit. The siblings will not visit. And she went to Nigeria and built a mansion in her father's house. So the man was tabulating everything. At some point, the man said, I'm done. I can't continue this way. You took over my home, the home I brought you into. You met me in this house. You met me in this house. All right, let me read some comments so this conversation will continue. Sister Feti said, I would have loved to come up, but finishing up cooking because we're expecting visitors soon. Okay, Sister Feti, thank you so much for letting me know, and also reserve my food, my portion for me. Are you connected with me, Nelo's side? Okay, Nelo, Sisi Fechi was asking if you're connected with her. If you're not, please go ahead. Nelo says, Sisi Fechi, I have with my previous channel, but I lost that. Oh, I don't have you with the new one. Oh, Nelos, you lost the channel. Oh my goodness. That would be my discussion for another day. I know exactly what you talked about, because I got strike that had made me to slow down a little bit on posting things. And I'm going to talk about it on another stream. Ochitonia said, oh, now so, Ochitonia, how are you doing? And Stella White says, yes, so I had to share that, sister. Absolutely. I watched it. I said, this blessing CEO makes sense. So most of the time, men have their own definition of a good wife, especially Nigerian men. Absolutely. That is true. And that same thing is applicable to the men here. Some of them will carry that the way they were raised, carry it to this place, and they don't want to, get used to what is obtainable in their current location. They don't want to adjust. They will think, yeah, because I'm the man of the house, if you come back from work, you have to fix dinner, you have to do that. And most times it doesn't work that way, especially when your wife start watching the news, start listening to people. Definitely she will get to understand what is obtainable in the country where she is now. So, and Nelo's side, I am done with that meet my kids, though I did not see what happened. So I might not be leaving you a comment. I'll just say fine, beautiful home, because I didn't hear what was said in that. Okay. So, but just I wanted to connect so that I don't miss you again. All right. So I am done with that. You're going to see my comment, though I didn't hear a thing from that video because I was talking here. Oh, really? What was your old channel, Nelo? Okay. See, if it is asking the same question, I will support you as much as I can. Oh, thank you so much, Sisi Fechi. Nelo, if you're still here, you're getting another supporter from our beautiful sister here. She says she's going to support you as much as she can on the new channel. Yeah, honestly, losing a channel is painful, is extremely painful. And I got strike that I want to talk about it, but not today because I don't want to go emotional talking about it and all of that. So I was talking about the reason, the bone of the contention here, the major reason why most of this thing happened is finance. So that man in Houston, I was telling the story, he had it up to his neck that he can't be able to continue that way. The woman doesn't want to have anything to do with him anymore. So what he did, according to him, because I got the video of his statement before he even, shot himself. So he said, I brought you to this country. I paid your tuition fee. I sent you to school. You started making money and you started dictating things in my own house, making orders in my own house, telling my kids bad things about me. You don't want my mother to visit. You don't want my siblings to come around, but your mother has been living with us for many years now. So when he kept narrating that, he was saying it in the video, and I believe he was recording himself at the same time, because I don't know how else we could have gotten that video if at the end of the day he deleted himself, but the video went out. So he called 911. After he called 911, he was on the phone with the 911. yes, I'm here, that I have, I don't want to use his exact word, they're really so nasty, that I've deleted the mother F. That's the wife he was referring, the wife that he already came to the house and by the woman, pa, 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 and then called 911 that he has deleted the mother F. Now the woman is this, she's that. The 911 lady was trying to like calm him down, to keep him talking so that the police will get there, because at the point of it, the event, or rather the incident, he's already, a danger to himself as well. So the 911 operator was trying to calm him down. Okay, can you put the gun aside? Can you do this? Was trying to, sweet talk him into. He said, "Don't tell me what to do. I am," he was very furious, very angry. And the moment he sensed that the police were knocking at the door, he just took another shot, to himself. And that was it. So what will happen to the children left behind? What will happen to the children left behind? We keep hearing this story. They keep happening. You think something is going to change. Nothing is changing. Thank you so much, Moments with Koti. Thank you, sis, for joining me today. Thank you. I appreciate. Nelo Sai said, okay, mommy, my old channel name is Nelo Tam's Diary. Why the new one is Nelo Side? Okay. Yeah, definitely we'll be supporting you after. I've already connected with you now on this channel, but I have other channels that I'm going to connect with you, just to encourage you, because sis, I know it's not easy starting afresh again. I know that well. So thank you guys for being here, and thank you for listening to me. So I'm talking about this conversation, and I want it to be a discussion. So I'll be reading chat. If you have opportunity to jump into the live stream, feel free to jump in. I really appreciate. So that was what happened to that one. Then the next story we had, somebody will say, why are we always hearing this from Houston? In the past, it used to be New Jersey. Always the story coming from New Jersey. Nigerian man did this. Nigerian man did. Now it's Houston, Houston, Houston. Houston is in Texas, and it has the highest population of Nigerians. Okay, that's where you have the highest population of Nigerians. Houston, New Jersey, California, then Atlanta. That's where you have huge concentration of Nigerians. And why do they choose Houston? Houston weather is like Lagos weather. It's warm all through the year. Okay, even when they say they have a cold, it's just mild cold. It's not even as cold as Jos in Plateau State will be. No, it's not as cold as it's mild cold. So imagine a city that is as warm as where you're coming from. A lot of people, migrate to that city because of the weather. And that's why you have huge concentration of Nigerians there. From the stories I had, those that have lived in Houston, they say in some places, you see them tie wrapper and walk down the street and all of that. So you see them go to Mama Put, just like in Lagos. So that's why most of them can relate living in Houston. Koti said, I watched a video like this on Facebook 2020, and even man, yes, that's the one I was. It was 2020 before the COVID thing hit up so badly. That was when it happened. And you think it is still not happening. There was one that came to the house and was trying to like, I want my daughter. I don't want anything to have with to do with this woman anymore. I just want my daughter. And that one tried to kidnap the daughter. So they raised an Amber Alert. Amber Alert is where a child is kidnapped. Those stations, all the network would put it on your phone, on your radio station, everything that you can connect electronically, that this particular child is missing, and the person that kidnapped the child could possibly be driving a car like this with registration number, blah, blah, blah. So that will put everybody, even if you're driving on the highway and you get the Amber Alert immediately, you're being careful, watching out, looking for that particular car or with registration number. The moment you see that, you call 911. And at the end, most times they get those people. If that Amber Alert was released immediately, within 30 minutes, 40, they get the child back, things like that. So this one came to, so the woman raised an alarm that my ex took my child, is on the run. Police started giving this guy a chase. he ran into a place and dropped the child. People just do some dumb stuff that is like, you'll be able to understand that at the point they were acting, their mental health has been messed up. So he dropped the child close to a gas station and jumped into his car and started speeding off. Police gave him a chase, and you know the rest story. So all these things are on Google. Just type Nigerian man killed his wife in the US. They will pop up, because then you now select this one you want to read the story to know what happened really. And will I say 99% of the story is finance, 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 finance. You now start asking, why are the men doing this? For the fact that you brought this person to the US does not mean that you own her life. She's still an adult. She has decision to make. She has a brain. She has mind. You understand? She can still make her personal decisions. So being controlling or trying to take over that person's life does not change anything. It doesn't make you a better human being at all. Trending gist. Oh, trending news with October. I didn't know our name has changed. Whoa. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you for coming in. Thank you. Thank you. I hope I sound better today. Thank you for coming in. So I've been talking about, you follow American stories, so I don't need to brief you on what I'm discussing, because you're even more American than myself. About our Nigerian men that, delete their wives here in the US. So I've talked a little bit before you guys came in. So thank you so much. I'm doing okay. I'm really doing okay. I'm doing a lot better. A lot better. A lot better. Thank you guys for being amazing. Yeah, the topic is interesting and I want to make it conversational. If your madam is not disturbing you, please jump in the link. I'm gonna share it again. If mama is not there troubling. I'm sharing my link again for anybody that wants to jump in. Let's have a discussion on this, because I believe issues shared are well deliberated on. That's what I believe in. So I've given you guys instances of the reason why they do that. Then for the few reasons, will I say, if that actually will make a major point, because money, 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 money. When I say these things, you guys don't understand. There was a time my husband was trying to, he was saying something. He said that we were having, men discussion. So some of my brothers from my state, Anambra brothers, said, they were looking at themselves. They said there is only my husband and few others that did not marry nurses. So you can actually count. In my community, we should have over 5,000 of us here in my community. Thank you so much, Trending, for jumping in. I really appreciate. I really, really appreciate. Thank you for jumping in.
Thank you for having me, host. Thank you.
You're most welcome. So they told my husband that him, his brother, and one other attorney. No, the attorney, the wife is also a nurse. So it's actually my brother, my husband, and his brother that did not marry nurses. So when you look at it, is either you're a nurse or you're in the medical field or something. And what is it? Economic gain. So imagine that mindset that your husband came to marry you, not just because you're the most beautiful person he saw and fell in love, or because of your character, that they told him that you are from a good home, you have good character, but because he would tell them, I want a nurse. So he's already marrying you for economic gain. And then when you got here and qualify with all the certification and start working, he will be throwing your money in parties to answer Ichie Akajiako. or what? All right. Thank you guys for being amazing. So Mel, please let me leave you to share your opinion on what you think. Thank you so much.
Host, thank you very much for having me. But you're very correct, everything you said. Because if you're making a demand, you want to settle down. You're not even looking for, let's say, if you're a Christian, they say God fearing. But if you're a traditionalist, then at least, okay, you look for a woman that is also, respect and love your tradition. And whatever you, maybe homely, everybody have what they're looking for. wife, as a partner, right?
Yeah.
So if you're looking for a nurse because you know that she is going to be earning, that alone is the wrongest reason to settle down with someone. So when they finally settle down and they see that the control, when they find out that that control that they were thinking, because don't forget that these people grew up in Africa. They grew up with our tradition, our culture, and everything that women are made to bow down and respect and do over respect. Actually, you get, husband is talking, you're not supposed to talk back. Ah, how dare you? You said your husband, you didn't kneel down. You know, all those things that we do. But meanwhile, when we leave our continent, you see that they have different lifestyle. So a little bit, people kind of adjust, even if it's a little bit, they will adjust. Then he starts feeling like, oh, she's not respecting me. If we were back in Niger, she will go to work and give me the whole salary. If I demand, if she doesn't, I'm going to go and call the elders in the family and report her. And they're going to order her to do so because he's the head. They always use that head of the house, head of the house. And some mischievous men use that to even to intimidate their wife. I'm the head of the house, so bring the salary. I'm going to give you what you're going to. But in the US, you cannot do that one. If the woman picks up the phone and call the police and say, my husband this, that, he knows he's going to jail.
Yeah.
He knows. So in order for him not to go to jail, or the wife walking out, that pride of, how dare you? How dare you? An ordinary woman, a woman that bends down to pee, according to, they used to say all those African things, a woman that bends down to pee, as if somebody that stands to pee is anything special.
Better.
But
Yeah.
then you've just taken all the pride, their ego, everything, you've destroyed it. And at that point, they're not even thinking straight. The only thing that comes to their mind that will make them feel manly again is to delete the woman. So hence, because they know that if it was back home, they will beat her black and blue now,
Yeah.
and she will obey. But you can touch her here now. Go touch her abroad, then you So it's clearly a no-no, and they don't like it. A lot of them, except the ones that have common sense, that knows that, okay, this is my wife, I can talk to my wife. If my wife is earning more than me, we can actually talk. She can, and a woman that loves her husband will do anything for her husband anyways. You get. So if he says, I want to buy this stuff and my money, she's going to add up, or she's going to even buy it, as a present, his birthday or their anniversary, something.
Yeah.
Women also give their husbands good treatment. So I think it's the pride, the ego of, we can do this in Africa and get away with it, and realizing that they cannot get away with it in the US makes them to just, alternative, let's delete. That's what I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, absolutely. You're so right. You're so right. The ego thing is so bad, and is badly affecting them, because some of them will say, I brought you to this country. I paid your tuition. Without me, would you have smelled America? That kind of a thing. And if I can't have you,
Exactly.
no one else will have you. No man. And then one day start saying no man, it's coming from the point of anger, hate.
Yeah.
And at that point is that person's boiling point. If there is any available bush bash close by, he will just, and in Texas is known with guns, okay?
Yeah.
Everybody can walk around and get permit and carry arm, and stuff like that. It happens every day. When I mean
Wow.
every day, people think it's going to stop at some point. It's not stopping, because the foundation of the marriage has been wrong from the onset. How can you go specific? I've heard two people. There is actually this guy. He was there was somebody they introduced him to, but the lady is not a nurse. He said, no, 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 no. I don't want anybody that did not study nurse.
Can you imagine?
I want somebody, a nurse, period. So that nurse is already thinking, hey, I'm coming to US. So as a nurse, I know they make a lot of
Yeah.
money. I'm going to come and help my family. Then you now bring the person here. You want to close that chapter that he has already built. She built her mind to us that if
Yes.
I come in here, I want to also help my family.
True.
When we talk about these things, it seems some people will be like, no, does it really happen? It happens. I'm telling you from the inner stories, it happens.
It does.
And it's not gonna. I know of a marriage that is just about 5 years old. The guy is strictly told them, I don't want any other person if not a nurse.
Wow.
So,
Wow.
and then when you come here, you can count how many you just do 1, 2, 3 that are not nurses among Nigerian community.
True.
So
That's
imagine
very
if,
true.
if the whole career everybody pushed their wives to nursing, and then if you happen to be an unlucky one that has a woman that's full of means to I want to be heard. I want I don't want to be controlled. If you find such a woman, then that's where the problem comes. And then because also our mentality will say, I don't want to come out of marriage. Most of them stay. Even when they are seeing the tendencies that this man is already off point, it's enough for them to walk away. But they would rather stay in that house to take ownership of the house because they have children than them going to look for another place. That's the question I like. Why do you have to continue in that home? Like in the US, if they come into the house, if the man that is kind of violent, they will ask the man to leave. But if you have someone that is already threatening, you
Yeah,
understand, threatening to do bad things to you, you don't have to wait for that man to leave. You can actually pack your kids and go.
that's true. Could
If he make
maybe it's the fear of starting all over,
the fear starting all
after
over,
many
but
years of
if you still
being
stay
used
in that
to.
house, you're going to continue to pay the mortgage of that home.
True.
So I don't see any sense in it. Let me even tell you guys here. There is this man, right? And the wife got tired of his behavior and now told him that I want a divorce. So he obliged to it. He left the home. They were going into, they did quite a number of mediations, but the woman has had it to hear. So she doesn't
Yeah.
want to listen to any form of mediation. Do you know what this man did? This man refused to get a good job so that he doesn't pay childcare.
Really?
He got minimum pay job like that might pay you $17 an hour. And this is a
Wow.
professional, a sound engineer, refused to get a job. And their divorce happened when the kids were still small. This man
Wow.
at the end of the day did not pay. Maybe if he's paying child support, maybe he'll be paying like $400 for 4 children, or 4 or 5 or 3 children. And then
Wow.
in fact, he practically lived like that on a low budget, low everything, because of child support. Why would I give that woman my money? You
Huh.
forgot that they are still your children.
Exactly.
So this woman went on raising those children by herself. And today, the last one just graduated from the university. So imagine all of them. The woman took so responsible because at some point he even stopped paying the minimum he was paying. He owed
Wow.
for many years. They had to go to court again. By the time they
Yeah.
calculated, he only agreed to pay $5,000, and that five
What?
thousand he never paid it.
Oh,
I tell you, hi, Ecos Rep. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. Thank you. Thank you.
you're
Thank you for the
welcome,
thumbs
Cosref.
up. Thank you. So you can see some people can be very wicked. When I mean mean spirit, in the sense that since I'm no longer in the marriage with you, yeah, foot the bills. And tomorrow they will come to answer father.
But in cases like that, don't they have a law that can force you, if, especially if you're someone that you have a certificate and you can actually get a better job, and it's obvious that you're just doing this? Is there no way that you can maybe take the person to court so they can make him get a better job with his certificate
No,
or has certificate?
no.
Ah,
You can't force anybody to go and take employment.
but you have to take care of your kids.
I know, but you can't force the person to take employment. He might
Oh my
decide to tell you that
goodness.
I'm not feeling well, that this is the length of time I can work. And then the length of time
Yeah,
I
you're gonna say
can
you're not feeling well with no medical result or
they don't
proof.
they won't force you. The only enforcement they
Wow,
can do, that your small income, they're going to make you pay from that your small income.
wow.
So that one was a classic case. And when you see him now parading his children, that's a woman, that person we are calling common woman, ordinary woman,
Yes.
raised those children. And as God will have it, they turned out to be wonderful kids.
Wow.
He's now parading them around. But these are the children you deprive anything, because the woman was working around the clock to pay the mortgage, take care of the children, and
Yeah.
tuition,
School,
everything you can
everything.
think of.
Ah, some people are terrible.
I tell you, Sissy Fechi is here. Thank you so much, my sister. Thank you for coming in. I really appreciate. Thank you.
Yeah, I say
You're
let me.
welcome, Mama. Mama
Hello, my
Ifeji.
dear. Hello, hello. I thought let me jump in quickly before our visitors come because they will be on their way soon.
I
But I
hope
needed to
you
just
kept my
say
own food.
something. Yeah.
You
Sorry.
kept
Yeah,
my
I'll keep your own food. Don't worry. Let me tell you what I've made for them because they see we are saying that Nigeria is hard. Nigeria is hard. This couple and their child came from Nigeria on 1 month vacation in UK, and they are staying somewhere like accommodation that they rented. They don't want to disturb anybody to stay with them.
yeah.
So these are people who are coming from Nigeria.
You
So,
see,
so
you see,
honestly, sometimes you just
Nigeria
wonder.
is sad. Nigeria is sad. Some people are still flying overseas. Oh.
I'm telling you,
And
and
the
they are
thing
here
with
for one.
Nigeria is if you know your way now.
They're here for 1 full month, and it's just Oh, anyway. So anyway, I've made ukwobi for them
Wow.
because
Hey,
they're saying that
Wow.
since they came, they haven't eaten any traditional food. So I've made ukwobi and I've made onubu soup with correct
oh,
ogiri,
Oh, goodness.
Anambra style.
sister, why are you like this now?
Hey.
Eh?
Come to una akpere.
Hey, why are you like this? Cosrec, are
Wow.
you hearing what I'm hearing?
Hi.
Hey, Cosrec.
Oh, it's
Hmm.
Cosrep. It's Cosrep there. I didn't know that Cosrep is there. My son, where are you? I didn't know
Honestly,
he's here.
you just telling
He's
him.
in
I
the
mean,
comment
if you
section.
na-eto anya akpịlị with nkwobi and bitter leaf soup, Anambra Onibu. Ah,
Hmm.
Hey, that is I
Serious
finished it.
enjoyment.
I finished the soup. I finished the soup and I gave my husband some to lick. Hey,
oh,
he said that I made this one specially. That is not. I said, please don't even say that. I normally make the soup. It's the same way, but he was just teasing me.
I
Anyway,
know. See, coach is feeling hungry now. You see, coach is hungry now.
oh,
Cosrec,
sorry
I
to
know
make
you.
you.
What past when you had Onibu soup? I
Yeah,
know.
the exact cost rep head the Lubo soup is up here, sharp, sharp. Cost rep is
Oh, he
not
has
there up
come up.
here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Mommy, good afternoon. Good afternoon, host.
Good
Good afternoon,
afternoon.
co-host.
You had
Good
this onuku
afternoon.
soup while you are up here.
Mommy, I thought you had me in mind. I thought I was your son. I thought so. Why,
Your own
why would you do
portion.
that?
Your own portion is saved.
I trust.
Oh,
I thought I was saying I trust you. What do you mean by
Your
that? I know what you can do.
Mbano.
I
I
know what you
can't
can
do
do.
that
Don't
now.
don't mind
Your
them.
own
Don't mind
portion.
them.
Your
They are
own
just jealous.
portion.
They are jealous. Don't mind them. They will not
Yeah.
understand. Good afternoon,
Yeah.
ma.
So yes, that's fine. Thank you. Let me just chip in quickly before they come. You know what we are talking about. There are even I think in America it's worse than here in UK. But even here in UK there are instances. There's
It's what
one that
America.
actually
Very
Yes,
well.
there's one that actually broke my heart because this person is like a friend to me, and she's a nurse. Yeah, obviously the husband wanted a nurse, so she was, because I'm not using was for her. She was a nurse, and she will work all the hours that God sent, and they are doing instead of even living comfortably here in London. That's one I talked about last night in a live stream. That one is even different. This one is the one I talked about last night was the husband that actually passed, but this one is the lady herself. Anyway, so with the work she was doing, they're building house in Nigeria. They even got house in Abuja, land in Abuja. They are from Anambra, but they built a mighty house in the village. And they have 4 children who are not even keen on going to Nigeria. I don't know who they're building those houses for, just to compare. In fact, one thing that lady told me one day was, oh, yeah, we need to, when you go home next, you come and see our house. So our house is better, it's even bigger than Nkiru. You know Nkiru's house, that is bigger than Nkiru's house. I'm like, hey, what
that
is
is
all this? What is all this? Just competition. Who will live there? You only travel, and they only travel maybe once in 2 years. So is that really worth it? Anyway, I'm not asking anybody not to build house if they want to build house in Nigeria, but not at the detriment of your own life and
right.
health. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of people are passing away. So this lady, her husband, so selfish that she will do her normal job. here, because I'm a nurse as well, although I don't do bedside nursing anymore for many years, I work as a practitioner now. But in those days, when you were a general nurse, there's loads of agency work. You do your normal job. If you want to work every 31 days in a month, you will. So this is what this woman was doing. I remember when we were in Scotland, they visited us. And she just for a holiday, about 10 days visit. After 3 days, my friend wants to go back to London. And I said, why? Oh, I need to go and work. Hey, this has now become an illness. She can't even relax. She needs to go back and work. And she normally gives birth to her children by cesarean section. She had 4. My last son and her last son were the same. Mine was September, hers was November of that year. And she had her own through cesarean. I had my own normal delivery. This lady went back to work well before me, who had normal delivery and 2 months before her. Why? Because she cannot afford. It was like an illness. And her husband, because normally when you're so stupid like that, if you have a sensible husband whose aim is not money while they married you, but because it was obvious that this man married her because of money. He was even the one, when the agency people phone, she will look at her husband, do his hand like this, yes, accept. And then she'll be walking up and down. Now, eventually, just like what we were saying before about cancer, people are talking about cancer. Cancer is not, we're not supposed to be having cancer if we look after ourselves properly. But stress, overworking ourselves, not having any time. This lady did not have time for herself. Very overweight, but she can manage to go get her weight together and go to work and flying everywhere to work. And her husband was looking after the children. And she would tell me, oh, once I deliver them, she has the mouth. Some women I even pity them. She'll have the mouth to tell me, once I deliver the children and finish breastfeeding, I don't want to mention their names, is my husband that takes over. Let me shake your hand. She's just telling me that I'll be telling her off. I say, you don't even open your mouth and say this to any other person. Let it be just the one you're telling me. I hope I'm not opening your mouth to say this. So she was so proud and praising her husband in effect that once she finishes giving birth and breastfeeding, that she doesn't breastfeed for more than 3 months anyway because she has to go to work. Now, after what pained me the day she passed, I wasn't crying that she passed. I was crying that she did not listen to me. And I was just looking at that stupid man who eventually, but then their children are dealing with him because they saw what happened. They saw how their mother, so the children are not taking it like he's like a miserable man now. He tried to get involved with another woman. That didn't work.
You see?
What is all this? So anyway, eventually she developed one form of cancer. I don't know. She was hiding it. Didn't really say exact one, but anyway, whatever it is, cancer is cancer. Yeah. And then had chemo, this and that, all that nonsense, because she wasn't resting. Her body was not properly looked after.
Yeah.
That actually took her life. And you can see I was at the funeral because they had to bury her here as well. Now, that big house you built in Nigeria and that land you got in Abuja, what is going on? You are even buried here.
You know what? You're breaking tables, because we haven't talked about this in the live, but you're breaking tables. Honest, that's what they do here. I have this.
Oh my God!
I have houses in Nigeria. You're now asking them 365 days in calendar, right? How many days do you sleep in that home? No.
Oh,
you're breaking tables. That is. You should take up that topic again, honestly, because
But the thing is, who do you blame? I always go back to our culture and tradition, and people will say, don't say that, don't say that. Who do we blame?
Both of them.
Sorry, I'm not an Igbo, but I have a lot of Igbo friends, and I know that the Igbos, and when we go to, I always tell us, like, what the heck are you people doing? When you go to Igbo villages compared to where I'm from, as a Nigerian, they're like, what the heck? The type of buildings that you don't see in the city is what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about bullshit.
Yes.
And like, this is what you people build inside this forest. Like, what are you doing?
Here, please?
And they don't come back home, and they build the biggest building in the village, not in the city for people to rent at least. So at least you're
Eh,
making more money from it.
eh,
So,
eh.
Mama, at the end of the day, we still have to blame our culture and our tradition that we now have this mentality that we have to build the biggest mansion in our village, of which
That's not
different
true.
tribes have their
That's
own
not
tongue.
true.
Yes, it's not true. It's,
It's
let
not
me let
true.
me tell you,
Let me come in.
cause
That's not true.
Because before you speak, let me answer that question before you go come in. Let me use my own family as an example. Yeah, I don't know how many of you who saw in fact, in my channel, I made it as I called it village
Yeah,
visit
I watched the
vlog.
series.
Okay, okay. Did you see that house? Did you
Yes.
see the big house we have in the village? That's my husband had one, two. There were five brothers, but unfortunately he lost two. One of them died in North Carolina. He was doing
Oh,
very well, collapsed, died, just like that. We don't know what happened to him. Anyway, that's a
wow.
different story. And then he also lost another immediate junior brother few years ago who was a bishop of Abangwa North.
Wow.
Dr. Bishop John Ezirim, he passed away. So now left him and two other younger brothers. So my husband said that three of them left. They're all going to be one. The problem they were having or the issue they were worried about being the wives. My husband said, I know my wife very well. He will support me 110%. But how about the other wives? How about the wives of my two brothers who passed? Because we now want to build a house to accommodate all of us. And that's exactly what was done. And in 2016, that big house you saw in that village was built in 2016. It has about 16 rooms and there are two bungalows. So each and every one of us, even if all of us come back, it contains all of us. If it doesn't, we use a mattress in the big living. There's about three living rooms. People just do that because we don't visit all the time. We
Yes.
do that and then we employ people who cook for us. Maximum we spend in the village is about 2 weeks or 10 days. They are there from the time we arrive. They cook for us morning, afternoon, night for those who eat 3 times a day, because I don't eat 3 times a day. The people will be there. All the children are there. You don't even know whose children is who. And my co-wives, I'm the first one. My co-wives, the way I handle them and the way I love them, you will not know that I'm not my siblings.
You
It's
see?
auntie, what do we do? Auntie, what do we do? How do we do this? People, in fact, the people that come to cook for us, they always struggle that we're going to be the one to come next year because of the way they saw how we behave in that family. Nobody knows who is who. But the respect is there because they know I'm the first one. My husband is the first one. So we are the mom and dad of the house, and everything falls into place. So when we go, we have a caretaker who looks after the whole compound, the flowers, everything. It is looked after. We pay him on a month, and he's there in the boys' quarter. So what am I trying to say? Initially in the villagers we are like because my husband's one of the younger brothers, the youngest brother actually Chukuma is a bank manager, top, when I say top, very top bank manager in First Bank. The person that did the ATM, introduced ATM in Nigerian, in fact he was in Skybank before and went to First Bank, is him. Ask him his name anywhere, Chukuma Ezirim. Anyway, but you will not hear him. Just like you see my husband, you will not hear Chukuma. You will know that he has penny to his name. Himself and the other brother is a reverend in Calabar. 3 of them decided that this is what we're going to do, and they built that big house you saw, and all of us are there.
You
All
know,
our children come back, we are there.
that is an exceptional situation and a very, very a good one for people to emulate from. But you know, most people they can't boast that their wives are really supportive in the sense that some
Yeah,
of the, if you were to be the women we're talking about now, they will say, "No, I
yeah,
want us to have our own house. After all, my husband is a bank executive." You get what I'm
yes,
saying? But you
yes,
people are so lucky that
yes.
everybody agreed.
You are
In
very,
most
you are very
families,
true. A lot of people say that. A lot of people say that our circumstance is so exceptional. People always say that. Yes,
yeah, it's
yes,
true.
yeah.
And to what Mel talked about, yeah, Mel, the day I took when we went to Nigeria, I took my husband, my kids, and then people from my husband home. They traveled to my village with me. The moment they came into my village, they say, "Wow, these Igbo people," because that's how they call me, the Igbo. Look at mansion, mansion, mansion everywhere. Who lives in this one? Maybe the person lives in Abuja. Who lives in this one? This person lives in Enugu. You understand? But that's he was like that. They even have gates. But in my husband's place, they're from They are descendants of the Ijos, you understand? So that's not the way of life. They live communally together. You understand?
Mm.
Who even see gates in their place? The only reason my husband and them have a gate is because it's Amayarabo's compound. You understand? The king of the place. So they have their own kind of obi thing that before you enter, you must enter through the main gate to come into their. But if you go to their homes, but now things are beginning to change. You understand? Since they pushed them to Abia State, they are more like Igbos now. They are started giving Igbos name. They speak Igbo and all of that. So people are now building houses, fencing them, unlike what used to happen in the past. So building of homes in Igbo land is not mandatory. You must build the highest mansion. No, is the greed of the young generation that is saying, yes, I want my own to be bigger. It's simply greed. It's not mandatory because there are still people that live
Can I
in.
talk, please?
Yeah, go ahead.
Like I said, good afternoon, mommy. Good afternoon, host and co-host. It's good we clear some notions. English will not kill me. It's good we clear some things. It's good we tell ourselves what is happening now. I can imagine why Mel made that comment, and I said it's not true because I am Igbo. I am not saying I'm boasting that I have not built or I will not build. I don't want to build and make it general. No, it's my choice. Because this same issue we're talking about has taken many of us who are young ones to our graves. Because we want to build more than our uncles. And the uncle does not want your own to be bigger than his own. It will make you go. And then your building is left untouched for years. My father is a living witness. I always say it. It was because of my father's case. I beat my hand in my chest and say, I better live well in Europe, eat well. My parents are taken care of medically than me going to build a house in the village. I'm an Igbo boy. I will not build. If you like, take it to anywhere. I don't want to build. You will not kill me. You cannot say it's mandate. Forget it. I will not build. My children will not come and live there. But at least while you have the money, are your parents okay? Are they eating? At least where my parents are staying, they are not paying rent. That one is enough achievement. At least where they are staying, they are not paying rent again. Thank God. Is that one not enough? So if you think because you want to build, like I have a friend who called me some months ago and was telling me, Emmanuel, Alpha. I said, I did fine. You are not coming to Nigeria. I said, what am I coming to do? He said, this is your 7th year of being in Europe. I said, so you are counting it and you're following me. You are counting it now and following me. He said, no, you just doing mathematics. This is your 6th to 7th year of being in Europe. I have not heard your sister telling me that you have a land or you have a house you are building. I told the person, I said, that's what you guys are thinking. Sorry, I'm not going to build any house. He said, but you are an Igbo man now. It is normal for you to build a house. I said, yes, I have 2 elder brothers. If they build, we can manage the one they build. It's not a must I must build. I'm not the first son. So if you think because I'm an Igbo man, I must build a house, who gave you that notion? It's wrong. It's not true. I'm an Igbo man, son of the soil.
But you cannot say it's wrong. This has been happening from generation to generation.
I understand you.
Because if you even go to most of the Igbo lands, you can see those ancient old style that was the main in those
That's
days.
what I'm saying now. My
they
father
had it. So
my father
it's not going to change overnight.
No,
it's been
my
there.
father came and wanted to change his own now. Till today, my father's building is still like that. Till today, his building is still like that. Over many years. I was about, I think, 2 years when he started that building. Now, nobody is even willing to even put money in that building again or even go close. Because why? Uncles don't want your own to be better and bigger than their own. And then you now start spending money. When you put money in a building, that's supposed to take it to where you expect. The money will not go anywhere. It has finished. So when you see these things, let me tell you the truth. When they mention greed in building houses, it's not a lie. Like people who are very lucky, who come from good families, that they build one together. Like my father's house now, they have one they build together as brothers. My father wanted to build his own separately. You see the problem we are facing now? That was where this old thing is still there. If you go to my family compound, you see the thing there now, uncompleted. So let me tell you the truth. This is not by saying that it's happening to my family now. You don't have to build to show or prove a point. My parents are based in Benin City, Edo State. By God's grace, they are not paying rent. That alone is enough joy for me. I cannot be here building a house. I have a friend who was building a house then. We were the one asking him in camp. He was building a house in Nigeria, but we were the one squatting him here in Europe. You have not eaten. You have not gotten clothes. You are building a house in Nigeria. Then I told him, you are a Benin man. He said, yes. You're my friend. He said, yes. I said, you have not eaten. You don't have a place of your own. We are managing you here, feeding you morning, afternoon, night. But you are building in Nigeria. He laughed and said, yes, he wants to build. So at what detriment? At what gain? You want to claim big boy while we are the ones feeding you
Why
here?
don't you people put that kind of person out? What I will be feeding you and you will be building.
I am coming now. Hear what I did to him now. You relax. We now went to look for a place for him to be staying. The person told him he will be paying 70 euros. He will be sleeping in the sitting room in the parlor because there's some rooms. There's some houses you see the room in the sitting room is a bed. You can drag it out. My friend said this. Then I told him, my guy, I gave you 2 weeks to leave this camp. We cannot feed you again, or I'll go and report to the authorities that we have been keeping you here for the past 6 months. 6 months, he eats like a glutton. He eats almost 4 times a day. Our food we share with him, but yes, he's building a house in Nigeria.
Wow!
Because he wants to have a house.
You see where we say it's greed.
I'm telling you, you don't even have document. You don't even have document to travel to that Nigeria. He does not even have a document to travel to that Nigeria. Okay, now, and I told him, if you don't take this house in 2 weeks, we are going to drive you. He thought we were joking. He rejected the one of 70 euro. The one he now saw was now 120. Nobody told him to take that one. So when you are looking like you are doing so much, because he has a white woman who was supporting him then for 400 euros every month. He was building, but you were sleeping in a camp with people who feed you. You don't pay a dime for food, but you are building. It's barbaric now. So gone are those days when you say that it's a must, you must build. Nobody told you to build, though. Make sure people around you are happy. It's a non-achievement.
You know, of course, see why Mel might be saying what she said. See, in Igbo, in the Igbos, you understand, we believe that a man must have a home.
Now before.
No, people still do that.
Now before, I don't believe in that.
Your mindset, your mindset is changed. That's why you can say that.
Concept, you no grow for Igbo land, man. I make you talk like this. You grow for Benin, you talk like Benin person.
That one me.
No, cost rep, sincerely, is still the same. That has not changed. Why do I mean that has not changed? Okay, I will use my village, for example. There is this boy, you know, this guy, he built a bungalow when he's the first son. So he built a bungalow, and I think he's a civil servant or something, when things weren't so perfect, you know, when they were managing. But now maybe he has gotten a better job or doing other businesses. So he now said that he wants to come back and build a story building. So I now asked my mother, why is he building again? That he already have he has a home. My mother said, though, that they said they want to build in their father's compound now, because what they did, they bought land and left the family house. So their mother remained in the same compound that the mother shared with the other co-wife. It's like the way Sisi Fechi talked about their home.
Yes, we have it also. Yes.
They have houses in that same compound.
Together, yes.
So 2 brothers lived in that same compound there.
Mine is 2 brothers too. 2 brothers,
so that they want to come and build a story building in that their father's portion. So I now ask my mother, but that's waste of resources. Nobody's going to live there. They said that their mother is already 80 years old, but they want to build that house so that it will sound that their mother lived in a story building before she died. That's just what a calculation I made out of it. You have a very beautiful bungalow. Your younger brother built a story building. Your third brother built his own house. Then why are you coming back to build? For who?
Exactly.
Misplaced priority.
Misplaced priority and greed, so that people will not say they not build a
You want to have your own. Let my 2 other brothers build. At least I will have a room if I go to Nigeria to sleep. Let them. They have. I have that.
What if they refuse to give you a room?
Let me tell you. You ask the question and I'll answer you. The house my parents are living is a flat also. There must be a room. There's 3 rooms there. My parents are husband and wife, 1 room. We have 2 spare rooms left. So what will I do? Where will I sleep? There's a room. My brother has his own. There's a room. So there must be a room. They
They will
must.
always, even if there is no room, there is a space in the living room. We know how we do
Exactly.
it.
You put your mattress there.
We
How
just
long
move
are you
the
going to be
mattress
there
and
for?
You
sleep.
want to put yourself
Yes.
in a place
What's
that
all
you
this?
cannot. You are hungry here. You are building in Nigeria.
I
Who are
tell
you
you,
fooling?
cause don't even think it's just that man alone. If you see the competition in the US here,
Can you
and this
imagine?
person has finished mansion, they will now be organizing how they will
That
go
one
for
is
Christmas.
counting. That one is
Yes.
counting since
Hey,
I came to Europe. As if I come
But
back from
terrible.
it to left.
even family members, don't forget that family members will put pressure on you, whether you're outside the country or you're in the city, away
Mel,
from your
it's not
village.
true.
Before you know, they'll be calling you on the phone. And when are you going to
Anyway,
start
it
now?
depends on
That's
family.
our
My
neighbor.
No,
family,
That's
cause
our
don't say
neighbor's
it's
son is
not true.
sending money,
is not.
building
It
a
depends
house.
on
The
family.
other
My
neighbors,
family is
this
not
It
side,
like
they
that.
will be telling
happens.
you all those stories. Even if they don't directly
Mel,
tell you when will you be start when are you
Mel,
going to start sending money,
it
they're gonna be
depends
giving
on
you side
family.
talks.
It depends on family. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It
Okay,
depends on
cause
family.
let me break it down for you. Cause you know, when you go to your village now, you gather with your mates. You might go to village bar to drink. At that point, somebody will get up and tell you, Bianna, sit down. After all, your mates are no, where is your own?
God of mercy.
So it
Exactly. Of
happens.
course, it can
That's
happen.
where
It
Oh,
the
can.
thing.
oh, yo.
I'm
I
telling
thought,
you.
I thought so far you have known my kind of person. That
No,
you're still
no,
learning me.
that is for the fact that you are now civilizing the man does not mean that people around you, or people in the
I
village
have
are civilized.
investment by God's grace, yes. But you see, as I will not build. You can't tell, even if you tell me tomorrow to next tomorrow, I won't build. That's the
No,
truth.
it's a good thing you're thinking like that, you understand? But if you have intention of taking your family back home, you definitely have something. It's not a must,
Intention.
it's a mansion. You understand?
That's a good you put it well. Intention. There's no
Yeah.
intention like that.
Okay, that's for cost rate. But I tell you, the 80 or 90% of
Because
other
how can
folks
you
back
say
home,
that? You have your parents back home, you get married, have your kids, you're not going to want to take them one day to go visit your parents.
Jesus Christ. You said
no,
visiting is normal now.
they
We're
will
not talking about
visit.
visiting. Nobody talking
We're
visiting is
talking
normal
about
now. I can
building
go
a
visit.
home.
He said, I can go and visit. Why not?
Okay, let me read this comment. Spicy, welcome. Thank you so much, sis. Welcome and thank you for joining us. You see what Spicy wrote? Personally, I had to calm my husband down because his father was mounting unnecessary pressure on him for more building.
Can
You
you
see what
imagine?
we're talking about?
For more
That's
building.
the pressure. For the fact that it's not applicable to you, cost rep does not mean it doesn't happen. It happens on a
Mm.
regular. If you go home now to the village, you see this particular age grade, all of them, they've built houses. You understand? And that's why some mother will now say, "Bianwam, what are you even doing? Your mates, they've all
Oh,
got cars. They all
read
have money."
comment of Koti and see where I'm coming from.
Coach
You
said, "Cost
build for
rep, please
investment,
build only
not
where
for
you
family
can
or to stay.
collect rent, because
Uh-uh. I will not say I'm not thinking of that. That's where my thinking is going to. But to build for a family or for family house, I will not do it. I'm saying it openly.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
Coach rep, we understood where you're coming from,
You think
and
they
let's
like to
also
call me.
remember that
They will not come and they will not come and attack me and want to kill me. They
Fechi,
don't take my hand.
this topic you raise is shattering table. That what in name, because it's the competition that
Yes.
drive people to like being. I build a mansion, and then
Aye.
says, okay, see, Fechi has finished. Her own is 16 rooms. I'm going to put my own to 30 rooms
81 room.
so that I will invite her to come and
Yes.
see
Yes.
my home.
See my
Then I
Yes.
father's
will
building
come
now.
back
See
to the
today, my father's
US.
building is still
I
there.
will come
My
back
father,
to US and take 18-hour job or
can you imagine?
20-hour job so that I
You
can be
forget
able
to
to
take care
live.
of yourself. You forget to eat well. You forget to sleep well. You are sleeping in the cold and you are building in Nigeria.
Yes.
Who is fooling
It's
who?
so sad.
Very
They
sad.
do
So
it.
sad.
They do it all the time.
Can you
And
imagine?
we have to really talk about that. Honestly
I,
speaking, we have to talk about
I
that.
want to. I'm looking for a good place close to school. You build those there. You collect
If you want
money.
to
You
have that
invest.
discussion, you have to start from the grassroots. Like you have to start from those elders and those family members that feels like you're owing them, and you understand, because they know that when you build, you won't be there, and they will now
Yes,
pack
now
in and
that's
be
the
staying in the
problem.
house. They're
And
helping you,
woe
to stay in
betide
the
you when
house.
you now have uncles who are also greedy in nature. Woe betide you when you now have uncles and aunties who are bloodsuckers who want. You don't understand. You will not understand until you get there. Hey,
Let me give you guys a story that happened in my
Cause rep,
husband's
I
school.
understand though. I
you,
understand.
that must be
There
you
is
I
this
understand.
understand.
man.
Those people where they fly for daytime, they are all
Can
not
you
here.
imagine? Those people.
Then they send you arrows
Sorry,
like
host and everyone. I need to go down now because my visitors are about to come. But if I say halftime, I'll be in the chat on and
Mama
off. Yeah.
Ifeshi,
All
please,
right.
oh,
Thank you so
we
much.
have
okay, thank
We
you.
DHL,
appreciate
oh,
you.
DHL, mommy, please, Biko, don't do that. I
Your
did not
Google
for
soup never come up for your mic.
yeah, I told you so. You know, that
I
it's too
know.
Bobby. Please, oh, we have DHL, and thank
Okay.
you once again, mommy, for yesterday.
No problem. You're
It's
very
not, it's not saying
welcome.
my, it's not saying my mind, though. Don't worry, you're all in my mind. It's just in case the income is still there, I've not forgotten.
No worries. No
Thank
worries.
you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you
Well done.
so
Thank
much.
you,
I
all.
really
Take care.
appreciate.
Okay,
Let me
Oh,
tell
yo,
bye-bye.
you guys a story that happened. A man from my husband's village, he was in UK for many years and he built a story building in Nigeria. He gave birth to 2 daughters or something from Oyibo woman. So when eventually he died, the kids came, they buried their father back home. And when they finished, they called the uncles that they want to sell the house, who is buying village house.
I pray. Oh.
They want to sell the house.
I pray.
No wonder.
Why would they
Mel,
sell it? Why would
no,
they sell
wait,
it?
Mel, do you know the kind of laughter that your mother broke into? You start waiting, village house. Who will come and buy?
Who will come and buy? Who will buy? I don't know if you heard of this
Even
story
if
of this
somebody is
particular
there
man.
to buy the house, they won't
Please,
want to sell it.
1
No,
minute.
they wanted to sell their father's house.
I don't know if you heard the
No,
story of this man in Lagos.
the father's brothers, relative,
Forget the
distant
brothers.
uncles,
They didn't
cousins.
have no. That my husband's place. They really don't have all this attachment that the Igbos have, authority over their brothers' things. They really don't do that. So their children decide what happened. But the point is that nobody is willing to buy. They laughed at them, saying, "Nne, this is village, oh. Is he an Ongwa man that will come and buy? Or an Ikwere man that will come and buy and live here?" But the kids didn't understand. They said, "Okay, father, that is property in the village. We're gonna dispose that and we just move back to UK." And that
They
house
will
is
not live in Nigeria. That is the burden of
Can
contention.
imagine.
They will not live there.
If
Okay,
they
I don't know
had
if you.
built it in the city, it would have been
I don't know.
easier for them
yes,
to sell.
yes,
I don't know if
yes.
you heard the story of this particular man in Lagos that is building collapse. That is building collapse on top of him. That they said
And
he was selling shoes before in UK. If I don't know if you understand. It
yeah.
wasn't up to 2 months that man died. The family has started going to court for his property.
You say
For the
2
remaining
months.
property.
The next week,
Okay.
the
Okay.
next
Here's the
week,
story
they were
now.
already dragging
Their
issues.
brother's corpse was still being kept in the morgue after it has been mutilated by
They've
the
not
police.
retrieved the corpse now. What are
Yes,
you talking about?
what I'm saying now, I used the mutilation to cover the man's corpse was still missing under the building. Family has started going to court for properties.
Yes.
Are you kidding me?
Yes.
Is it what we are
What
coming
about
here
the
to
ones
do?
that you're still alive and they are
You don't think
dragging your property,
you don't
then
think that's what we are saying.
sending you
Imagine
this thing?
somebody counting years for me in Europe. I take on Europe, you don't know.
Welcome, Stella White. Welcome. Thank
I
you for
take on Europe.
joining
I
me
came to
today.
Europe by land. You were not there.
Thank you. Good
You are there
evening,
counting time for
everyone.
me. Stella White, welcome, better person.
You're welcome, Stella.
They provoke.
No,
Hi, trending
something they pay
this.
me because now before all those things should stop this present 21st century. We are not mature. John go don't mature now. John go don't mature. You should shop well, eat well, look good. If you see me now, very robust. Now I need to eat well.
Wait. Being robust doesn't mean you're well, oh.
No, I mean no. Based on how I was before and now.
That's the Nigerian standard of being well.
No. Let me tell you, how I was before. I was very slim, but now the body is coming out. I love it like this. I can't reduce it again. I like it like this.
Not
That's
only
what I
Nigeria,
do.
actually, the African standard of being well. Anybody where they robust, they well.
Man,
Now,
you know what
skinny
they
people
told me
I know
when they
well.
saw me on Saturday? They
Corporate.
said that I look beautiful now. I say, see this, but on all the pounds where I don't
Stella White, you called me.
Stella White, please, let's hear from you. What do you have to say about
Make your part no cover strategic places. So now there wahala go dey.
You see what they talk so now. I don't understand. Go there. I didn't date there. You understand me? That place I'm going to now. I know date there. So I don't know.
Oh, thank you so much, Moment with Koti. I really appreciate you. Thank you. Stella, let's hear your opinion, please.
Thank you, Moments.
Hello, everyone. I greet you all. Everybody in the chat, everybody up here, I greet you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you see, I love live streams. I love live streams a lot because most times the topic at which is being, is being
Discuss.
showcased on the title, most times is not what is eventually being discussed. I
Nine
love how
now.
this live stream
We
I
change
love how
it.
this live stream is digressing. I would
English
like
will not
to
kill you, my
first,
sister.
It's not though. It's
what do
connected
you
though.
say?
It's not the stress that people are working all the time and then all of that. So it's kind of intertwined.
Yeah. Let me
Yeah,
welcome
kind of.
Spicy
Yes.
on before you continue, please, Stella. Thank you so much, Spicy, for coming in. What happened to
Thank
Stella? Did she
you.
drop?
Tell her what happened.
Maybe
Maybe it's network.
network.
Welcome, Spicy.
Spicy,
Spicy, welcome.
Good
welcome.
morning, everyone. Good morning.
So,
Good
Spicy,
afternoon,
we
Good
were
good.
talking
morning,
about
Coswell.
Nigerian men deleting their wives here, and then Sister Ifechi now brought one of the reasons because of competition. They are working too many jobs,
Yes,
and then they end up dying because of one cancer or the other. That was how I told her that is a table shattering topic. Okay.
yes, it is. We
Sister
talked
Stella is here.
briefly on that yesterday. Good morning, Cosrep. Good morning, Trending Gist.
Good
Sorry,
afternoon, my
I'm
sister.
just waking up
Good
like
evening
that.
to
As soon
you.
as I open YouTube, the first thing I saw is that Oyoyo is live. The sleep come up from my eyes by force.
Why you know tire? When they tell you to rest, you know
I
rest.
think it's full speed. I was using to upload my video onto the thumbnail itself. I didn't even write it correctly. I wanted to finish because I missed her
Cosrep,
last live
Hey,
stream. Now,
you
if you
see,
see
Cosrep,
the
this
this
is how
is
thumbnail
much
is
Saturday
wrong.
I am
morning.
loved. You see how
Look at
much I'm loved, Godfrey.
that's what I'm saying now. When they say take it easy, you will not take it easy. This is Saturday
How do
morning.
you
This
know
is
Serious.
that?
Saturday
Wait, to
morning. Allow
spicy,
me, oh.
spicy. I
Allow me. I
wrote,
walk through the night. Allow
uh,
me.
Okay.
spicy.
Be-
I wrote something on your
Oh, I
community
trust
page.
you,
I said,
Spicy,
why are you
Madam
awake?
Walker.
don't mind her.
You say what?
I
Na
wrote something
weekend.
on your community page why you were awake at 2 a.m. your time.
I was
Hmm,
awake.
Yeah,
hmm,
you when you shared my video, I looked at
hmm.
I went straight to Brazil to see their time and say,
Jesus.
why
Are
is
you
This
this
lady,
serious?
this lady, you will never repent.
Maybe
Are
she
you
was
serious? What?
sleepwalking. She
What
was
is sleepwalking?
sleepwalking and sharing video.
Nothing like
She
I
should
sleepwalking.
go
don't.
to YouTube.
Nothing like sleepwalking.
you
This lady
check
no go
my
change.
video? It was about past 10 my time,
God bless
and
you.
she's 2 hours ahead of me. So I say, why? I
Hmm.
went straight to world
She's busy.
clock. I said,
Workaholic. She's
so I
busy.
asked, I
Cosrep,
said,
leave,
thank you,
Cosrep, leave me
Malika.
alone.
Why are you
Why
awake?
would I leave you alone? My brother is still young, go. My brother is still young. You shall leave you alone. Okay. Thank you. You know.
Go, John. Let me say what I want to say here.
Go, say what you want to say. My
So
brother is
first,
still young.
before
Say
you
my
say
life.
something, let's hear from Stella White to
Stella White. Stella
Okay,
White.
Stella White is
digest the
back.
interview.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
So my people, anyways, I just dey listen to wetin una dey talk. They think they pain me. Some things they make my belly dey sweet. Some things they make me sad. It is sad that most men, I've not traveled to America before, but the stories we get to hear are so sickening.
Hmm.
Oyoyo,
Speak English.
you mentioned, hello?
Yeah, go
Speak
ahead. We
English.
can hear
Go
you.
ahead.
Okay, yeah. So Oyoyo, you mentioned that men, especially Nigerian men, they want to marry nurses. That one no be lie, no be lie. I work in a health facility, and I know a man came, walked up to me and was like, sis, I know you're married, you work here. Please, I want you to help me, you know, get a wife, a nurse wife.
You
And
see?
I'm like, for goodness sake, these men are not ready to build a relationship, build friendship before marriage. We want a nurse, a nurse to marry. And I feel so sad about that. Oyoyo, you specifically mentioned that they say that or they do that because of selfish reasons. And it is so sad. And that is where the marriage starts failing. Because now the woman is like, oh, okay, I've seen somebody to take me to America. The man is like, okay, I've seen somebody that is going to work her ass out in order to, offset some bills in the house. And that is where the foundation of the marriage starts. You see, so everybody will be on their toes. Everybody, the man will be like, oh, how many hours? You need to put in more hours. The wife will be like, I need to send money to my family and all that. So it is unhealthy. And I'm so happy that we are getting to talk about these things. It is so unhealthy, having to be married
This Nigerian network, and these people are paying so much money and they can't keep the network steady.
see, not that, but it is for
It
different reasons.
is annoying.
Yeah, go ahead, Stella, if you can hear us.
Like Oyoyo said earlier, it is so sad, and it's something that we should actually keep talking about. We need to know why we are getting married. And by the time we start marriage with selfish reasons, then people of God, that marriage may definitely hit the rock.
Sure.
It's sad. I feel so sad about these things, and talking about building of houses and all that when you're not there. Seriously speaking, I used to feel that most, what's it called? Most Igbo people are like that. I'm happy to see or hear that Coach Rep is having a different opinion. Coach Rep, God bless you. God
They wait
bless
for
you.
us.
Anything
They'll
that
wait and they'll be tired. They'll wait for it, they'll tire. Let them be waiting for us. They will wait tired. That one they can't hear for me. I take on Europe. I take on Europe. They can't hear for me.
Honestly, let's use our little voices, the little voices that we have. Anything that is not of economic value to you
Can
or
you
to
imagine?
other people, please let us not indulge in it. Whether we have the money, why would you build a house that there's nobody there? You're not renting it.
Nobody's living there.
Nobody is living in there. It's so sad. I'm happy about this, and I'm happy that
Your
we have a
mother
man.
is still living in rent. Your mother is paying rent. Your mother cannot eat. No good hospital care. Nobody to assist. Nobody to take care of them. You are building a house. That's tantamount to living. Tantamount.
Coach Red, this is something you need to really talk about. It's going to sound more interesting coming from you being a man. Let's
Very good.
sensitize these people.
Noted. Maybe that will be my topic.
Okay,
You will get a lot of bashing from people,
see,
because
I have
people
a
will disagree
different
with him.
opinion.
You
See,
know,
I have a different opinion about this. Let me tell you why. My father lived in the city and he built a house in Nigeria. Okay, sorry, in the village, and then he goes to village maybe sometimes every month, sometimes in every 2 months. He constantly, because he had a business at the time that was servicing our local government at the time, so he's always going to check out things. So he goes to the village, but we didn't live there. Okay, we go for Christmas, and we are happy that we have a home we can go to, that we are not attaching on anybody's.
Because your dad was still partially doing a business in the village.
Oh no, your own
that
case
wasn't
is
why.
different.
Your
He
own
has
was
a mother.
your own is quite different. This issue you just said now, this particular situation is different. Your dad needed that apartment
Different.
at least because he was doing something at that time for the government, like you said.
No, guys, let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, now my brother, my brother decided to build a house. Will you now say my brother should continue to live in my father's house and not build a house?
Anyway, it's his choice. I wish him well.
No,
well, it depends now. For me, if your brother stays outside the continent, it's not necessary for him to build. If your father
It's not
has a
necessary.
house
That's what
already,
we're saying. It's not
all
necessary.
your brother needs to do, or if it's brothers, let them renovate the house that their father built.
It's not
And whenever they
important.
go home with their family, they should stay there. Yeah,
They
I
have
know they'll
somewhere
say it's
to
not up
stay.
to the standard anymore. Village people like, see this one, so you come from Obodo Ibo. Now your papa house, you go stay. That's the problem we're talking
You
about.
renovate, you maintain. You mustn't build. That's the bone of contention. You must
see
not
where
build.
I have a different opinion.
We must
I have a different opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead, Stella.
I have a different opinion, actually. You see, in such cases where almost all the family members are not in the village, what is wrong in building a family house? What is wrong in it? Building a family house, you know that, okay, resources are being put together. People are, you know that if this family is going to be around Easter, the other family is going to be around December, the other family is going to be around New Year. I think completely most of these things, especially the ones that are happening in the Igbo land. It's for competition and it's unhealthy. That's what we're talking about.
That is where the greed comes in and the hatred sets in.
But can't
Unhealthy,
a
like you said.
family house be in
Exactly.
any of the big cities where you people love, like you can
Okay.
go and just chill,
No,
everybody?
no,
Me,
Mel,
if I'm building,
not
I'm
the
not building my
same.
village. Oh.
Well, it will be
It's not the
difficult.
same. It's
Anybody
not
that
the
go call
same.
family house, go leave
Let,
am.
let me use my family as an example, okay?
Onward there is still
My
here. She has
home
not
had
spoken.
in my parents' home they have a big home. When I mean big home, when they were actually building it, children used to come there saying that they are building a cathedral. So it was a big home. And then my mother was living in the city. You know, as she started aging, she said, you know what? That she's tired of this city life with noise. Let her go and enjoy the sound of the birds. So she moved back to the village. We didn't like it at first. We told the mama, you're still a very young man. Why going to the village? But guess what, guys? If we all come back home, when I mean all, I have 7 siblings. If we all come back home, we're not spotting anywhere. You're as comfortable as you can be living in the city, even better off living in the village than living in the US. Because the air in the village is better. You understand? You have your water system, you have everything, you have your air conditioned home, you have everything just like you had it in your wherever you're coming from. You understand? So to me, like Mommy Ifechi's family did, that is a thing that people should emulate. If brothers can
We are
come
saying the
together,
same thing.
yeah, brothers come
Exactly.
together,
We are saying the
build
same
a
thing.
home, that is perfect. But for them to
After
agree,
the father had already built
yes,
one that
yes,
you can
Mel.
renovate,
No,
and it can
I don't
contain
believe
everybody.
my father's house was built 1962. Okay,
Yeah, of course. And yes, it's old
I
school
have a
house.
mature
The same with
family.
the
When
type
I
my
mean
father
mature
built, but
family,
we just renovate. We didn't
renovate
break
what?
it down.
The house doesn't need renovation because the way it was built, the only thing that the house didn't have a WC inside the house. That's when the renovation, you now come and start putting extension of water system inside it. No. But when you're building a modern house, you're saying your kitchen, if you open the faucet, you have water.
Oh,
That's
hello,
the
that's what we
difference.
did for my father's house. So, when he built then, they didn't have all this run, this all these new system things were not
Mm.
in those days now. So that's what we did. Running
You know,
water, the toilet. We had outdoors toilet before. So when at midnight, or you get to pass through the snakes to go to the toilet. So when we're doing renovation, we had to put toilets inside the house. So we have one like 6 inside. So even if he has guests, everybody can go. So he has one. His wives had their own, and then there's a guest toilet. And the kitchen too, we connected where they can connect the cylinder to inside. Everything he needs. The running water is outside and inside. There's a tap outside that people,
man, I
neighbors
still
can fetch and
believe
all
that
of that. So
family should
everything
have
is.
a home. Oh. You see why my opinion differ. But if I'm gonna build, I'm going to build something moderate because I'm not in competition with anybody. If I decide to build,
Anyway, like I always
God
say,
bless you.
like I always say,
God bless you.
building is personal.
yeah.
If you want to build, go and build. It's your choice. It's your money. That's what I always say. That's what I will still say.
You
Thank you
see,
very much.
guys, the truth, just like the last speaker said, the truth is obvious, especially in Igbo land. Competition is destroying homes, is ruining friendship, is ruining relationship amongst brothers, among siblings, let me say. There is so much unhealthy competition to outdo one another. Like I said in the chat before, personally, my husband has a house in the village, uh, 1-story building. I be with how many rooms there? And I asked, when I came there, I asked him. I said, "When you get bino na noa?" That was the first thing I asked my husband. When you get bino na noa? Or see, we and our children. We and our children. My joy, I see which are okay. No problem. Then are we going back to the village
Are
to
you buddy?
live? I don't understand. So now, why am I saying the father has equally another big building, a story building? The brothers have. They all have in the same compound there, like they have a big land. But nobody's living there. Only my father-in-law. And then he
That is
rented
the
out
point.
his own, some of the rooms He rented out to some students because they have Oko Poly close to their house there. Now, my mother-in-law, before she passed on, cannot even live with my father-in-law in one of the story building. Why? Because her waist is already paining her and she's having arthritis, so she can't climb up. So my mother-in-law was living apart in a down house. So when I came, I had to I said, look, I asked my husband, I say, is this really necessary? Like,
Unnecessary.
everywhere.
Unnecessary.
Is it really necessary? Because it's not as if people cannot live in one or two, but everybody had to build. And the sad part is nobody's living in this. In fact, as I speak to you, my husband's house has been there until recently. My father-in-law had to rent out some rooms to people because he's just wasting away there. He is not living there. We don't have any children living there. His siblings are not living there. They all have built there. So nobody is living in these houses. They are just there. And
tell your
father
that I love him. Let him rent everything. Let him collect money.
Now, I now had issues. You see where competition came in. My father-in-law now had to, there was a time, sorry, I had to bring this here. My husband will not watch this. There was a time my father-in-law had to start mounting pressure, like indirectly to my husband, pointing at their cousins that have built other houses too. Apart from the ones they have built, they have gone ahead to build one more or two more. And my husband was like, in Keruraro, I am not living in it. What is saying, Imago? They are looking at their family that they are not doing much. They are not doing well. I told my husband, I heard it. I was inside the room back then. I told my husband, I said, sweetheart, if I hear you send any money home, I love my life and I want to enjoy my life to the fullest. You see this on, if I hear that you are even thinking about it, the ones you built, how many rooms there? More than 10 rooms. Nobody's staying there. You now want, like he's already putting it in your head that your cousins have built others. The one you built, I just slept one night in it.
You go to Nigeria
one night,
1 month.
Your mother is not even sleeping in the same room with your father because she cannot live. She can't climb up. She lived downstairs till she passed on. So what is the essence of all this? See, even if you want to build, if I had known you, I would have advised you not to even go for a story building, because when the time comes, you can't climb up again. So what is the essence of all these high buildings that you people cannot climb stairs later when you are 60, 70? When I try to set in. You are abroad working, toiling. Nobody knows what you are doing, toiling. Those people, they don't even know what they are doing. Some of them are doing illegal things, dirty businesses.
Yes.
And they will come and intimidate people in the village. And you that will stand under the sun and under the rain and under the cold snow, you will now You will now start comparing your children who you don't know what they're doing abroad. You start comparing. You don't know how they suffer. You don't know how they starve themselves. You don't know what they have to what they have to sacrifice to build that house. You start comparing them with Indine.
I stand almost 10 hours each day.
I don't want to mention it in English. Indine all those things. You now want to start comparing them.
Difference day.
Difference day. So since then, my husband calmed down. Once they say this, I say the one they have rented out, they should use the money to do whatever they want to do. After all, even they have the money, they are not giving 1 kobo to him. They've never sent a penny to his account. But this is supposed to be a family house. Now we just need to calm down. Cost rep, I love what you said. Back in my place, my grandfather built a house. My father built a house. My elder brother, our first one, didn't build any house. There is no need for it. Anytime we go home, we go and stay in my father's home because my father is there. Who will live in those rooms? I felt there is no need. My elder brother is not mounting pressure on himself. As Diopala firstborn. Firstborn, you have to build. No, he lives
Spicy.
in my father's house.
Spicy, in Igbo culture, the diokpara is seen to inherit the father's house. Then the rest of the boys, if they want to leave, they can decide to go get their own houses. But the first son, that father's house, is bequeathed to the first son traditionally.
Yes.
The joy of living together is so it bonds siblings together. But now
Mainly when it is in the village.
I remember anytime we come back home,
we are not
it's so
looking
much
at this
fun
thing.
to eat from the same kitchen. It's so much fun to relate together, to sleep on the same bed.
We talked about Sister Ifechi, and I said that they are lucky that the other wives agreed to it, because when you start marrying from different communities, different localities and states and all of that, they would just like Solomon's time. Solomon married many wives. They came in with their gods. You understand?
Yes,
so you're
I
marrying
get you.
Women with different ideas. Well, if the mother-in-law saying, I want all my sons to live in the same house, even if you guys want to build, let us have a family home. You will see a wife who say, no, I don't want anybody to disturb me. I want my own house. My husband and I will build our own house.
Exactly. Mostly in cases where they are all not earning similar amount of money. Some people are richer than others.
Yes.
It
but
won't
you
work.
can see the story of Sisi Fechi. Even a bank executive agreed to the brother and they built one. So if we don't have that kind of understanding between brothers and their wives, that's when this person will build their own, that person will build their own, the other person will build their own. It starts from the home front. So the thing is that we have to continue to talk about this. When I mean to continue, because as we speak, we are creating awareness. We are letting people know what is obtainable, what can be done, and way forward to situations. Like I said in my title, we are talking about why they delete. One of the one Koti referred to that happened in 2020 was that the woman went to her father's place and built a story.
And built a house. Yes, I heard that one.
The husband
I read. In fact, it's not just one. These stories have been happening. These things have been happening.
The women, because they are paraventure nurses, and they have this one was a nurse. She was a nurse, but the man brought her from Nigeria.
Yes.
The man paid for the school, everything. So she wanted to build now. She went direct to build in her father's house. So if, for example, you are the man now, I am your husband, for example, Nigerian man for that matter, paraventure Igbo for that matter. You have not built in my own house. You are going to build in your own father's house, and I've married you. You see where the grid sets in. Why would she go to build in her father's house? It's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem because they've already started having problem from the very beginning. The moment the man came to Nigeria and instructed, I want a nurse, is economic marriage. The marriage is based on what I can get from this woman. The marriage is not based on building a relationship with someone.
Some women will bear it and come, and then they will show you pepper.
That's the truth. That's because if I start telling you guys real stories, you guys will be shocked. There was this one that happened.
Okay.
The girl had already finished her nursing in Nigeria, came here, sat for board, passed, started work. Then in one of the occasions, and the kids started coming. The husband isn't doing badly at all. He's into private business and he's making so much money. But the woman started working, sending money home. No, you can't send $500 to your mother. That's too much. Give them $100. You have to tell the woman how much to give to her parents. You know, the first thing I will say, you were not there when that girl was born. You weren't there when they raised her. You did not participate in paying her tuition fees.
Because you only married her. You feel you have the right.
She's already made. You understand? And she came here. Then you now tell her how much she has to give to her parents. I mean, we should be considerate when we do these things. And our men are not thinking, for the fact that you married me, so I should now take myself away from my family. I'm not asking you to give them money. From my own effort, I want to give my parents money. You're telling me, no, $500 is too much. Why should you do that? Give them $100. And at the time we are talking about, $100 might turn out to be 25,000 naira. Now that rate has changed. So that girl sat and then thought about it, said, no, I'm not going to give my mother $100. If you can come on the stage and be displaying, spraying $100, $200, some people will spray $300-$500 on an event. But when that wife say, I want to give my mother or my father money, that's when you want
problem.
to throw her own money.
I brought you to USA. I brought you. I paid your school fees.
I made you what you are.
And this is the reason why some of them decide to delete them so that they can be free.
Yes.
Free from that bondage.
You are very correct. You are very correct.
They delete them so that they can be free.
And they delete themselves too. They delete themselves too. Those that are able to delete themselves, they are rotting in jail.
You heard about the one that happened recently? The man called the police. Before they came, he deleted his wife and he deleted his own self. And he did a record.
Yes.
And he recorded it.
Yes. So
if you remember in this record,
I brought you to America. I brought you to America. That's the bone of contention. I brought you to America. Why? Because peradventure the woman went to build a house in the father's place and didn't build in the man's. These things we see it as common. It's not common. It's when how you start. The white man that said the way you lay your bed, that's you lie on it. The white man was not blind, or the Igbo man that said it was not a dunce. You understand me? The person who made that comment was not a dunce, because you cannot expect to get a bed when you expected to get a pigeon. They are all bed though, but bed is bed. Pigeon is pigeon. Pigeon is a part of bed. Because you are looking for a vulture and you got a pigeon. No, you cannot plant yam and harvest cocoyam, or do not possible.
Yeah.
I brought you to US. You are not a nurse. You forgot what you should do. That was what the man said in his record. Deleted himself, deleted the woman.
It's true. It happens every day. And I love the fact that Sister Fechi brought the competition. You understand?
It is much in US. Much in US.
Yes. If anybody doubting what we are saying, should just do Google.
No. And they're all nurses. Nurses are just.
Let me welcome all things Chili. Thank you for joining me, sis. I really appreciate. Thank you for the thumbs up as well. We are talking about why men delete their wives here. When I mean delete it, that would be KILL in the US. So that's what we are discussing today. So it's more in the US. You know why? Because of the frustration. And I said in one of the videos I did last week, I said there are ways out of this situation. How do I mean there are ways? If you're registering your wife to be a nurse, you can as well do nursing. There are men that are doing nursing.
I have a man who is doing it now. Nursing. Himself and the wife.
Yourself. Is he right?
I have. He's himself and his wife. They're both nurses now.
Yeah. Register if you think he's nursing. That is
he read engineering in my school. Yes, both of them. The wife read biochemistry, so two of them are doing nursing now in US.
So they want to relax for the woman to be milking money for him.
No,
the woman is the money making machine.
That's what most of them are thinking.
Enhance yourself, better your own self. But we talked about this enhancement. Remember the story I shared? The man was making good money on his private business, but still want to dictate to the wife how much you
have to spend that money.
Then one of the incidents that happened that made them to even go file for divorce and all of that. The woman wanted to send money, that my mother is sick, I want to send money. Somebody that newly came, maybe 2 years into the marriage. He said, no, you don't have to send money. Let those in Nigeria take care of it first. Then where they can be able to, that's when you come in. And guess what? That woman died eventually.
The mother died. Yes.
She died. So do you think that wife will just look at every morning?
The mother will not die. It will not be, my husband said I should not send. Oh!
If I had known, and nobody should live in that notion. Had I known, that's the worst regret that can happen to you. So the woman died.
So
how will you look at that, your husband? How will you look at I don't know how to say it.
I have heard that story before.
Do better.
I have heard that story. The dead mother died.
Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. We appreciate you. So the stories are not ending. I told you guys recently, 5 years ago, a man went to Nigeria, said, I want to marry a nurse. If you come to my community, you count few women, maybe 3 that are not nurses in our community that is over 5,000. You understand? Maybe 2 women
are you serious?
that are not nurses. Yeah.
Can you imagine?
So you see maybe 80% of the wives are nurses, or maybe 85. You have few doctors, you have few pharmacists, then you have the likes of us that are not nurses. So you can imagine the reason
Oyoyo,
is a economic
Oyoyo, let
gain.
me ask you a question. Why you no follow do nothing now?
My
If
sister,
Your
if you
husband
do
no
not,
want nurse.
if you do nothing, who go do law? Who go do the barrister when you do? Who go do law when you go do?
see,
It was
if I want to do nursing now,
she can still do
I'm
it now.
doing it for my business.
Yes,
You
she can still
understand?
do it now.
For my own
Yes,
business.
she can
Because
still do it
I
now.
should have a business that will need that kind of service. Not that I'm doing it to work for anybody. And secondly, I never liked the sight of blood. Okay. So that alone.
That was why I
And
did not read
also,
medicine.
I
That
came
was
here,
why
Stella,
I did
I
not read
came here
medicine and
by
surgery.
myself. When I mean I came here as a student. So nobody will say I went home and brought her. I paid for your aeroplane ticket. I didn't.
Eh, flight
I came
ticket.
here by myself. I paid my tuition. I did dual master's degree, MBA and master's in public administration. I paid those tuition by myself and my family that supported me. You understand? So
Wow.
having done that in the US, assuming I had met my husband before I picked those courses, he would have asked me to go straight and do nothing. I don't know.
And do
Abi,
nothing.
Abi.
Yeah, you understand. But I've already gotten into school doing MBA, doing masters in public administration. So moving back to, and I mean, and only me go do all this education. Not be only me. Now others go do small. I don't have 3 master's degree. I will now come and be going for another nursing to start. It's a complete different field for me. And I didn't even want to venture because when you look at it in the long run, you still make more money, if possible, than those doing nursing. The only thing is that when they have opportunities of doing double shift, that is overworking themselves. Let's call
They
it.
walk now. They walk like
At
that.
the end of the day, for what?
So when
Overworking
you
themselves.
overwork yourself, that's when you make more
Backache
money
will
than
start.
others.
Yes,
Backache.
I have a friend. In fact,
Arthritis.
my ex here, my very first wife here was a nurse. Let me use words because she's no longer working. She has backache, and they told her they cannot she cannot continue working with that backache. They have to
You
stop her.
see?
You see?
You see the
Sacrifice so much,
And
a
you
lot,
guys should
all
not
for
think that
what?
we don't lose them. Some of them die here because of cancer, because of
Yes, now
stress. Yeah, they
they
die
used
here.
to come in contact with people who have come with different things. I ran away from medicine and surgery because of this whole thing. I read biochemistry.
They will
If
play
I
benefit,
wanted
but
to,
the benefit of what benefit is the benefit when you are in pain? Of
that's
what
the
benefit
point.
when life means nothing
No.
much to
Spicy, let
you?
me correct you
No,
there. They will claim benefit, you understand? And they are not in pain. Remember, they went and married, specifically, I want a nurse. So when you now
No,
said, okay,
I'm saying the women,
the
the
nurse,
nurses,
yes, the
those who
nurses. That's
go,
what she's talking about.
who have to go through this sacrifice, work double
Yes.
shift, work that when they start having all these
To what
pains
extent?
and they
To what
stop
extent?
working.
That's what she's talking about.
Mhm.
okay, I
To
understand
what
that
gain?
benefit. You know, there was one,
Just like that woman that cannot climb up anymore that Mommy Fechi was talking about. After working day and night, working double shift and all that,
double
at the
shift
end of
upon
the
double
day,
shift.
at the end of the day, what did she gain? What did she benefit from it? No time to rest, no time for vacation, no
No,
time for the
no
family.
time. Imagine you just have a 10 days vacation. You only did 3 and your body is already doing what
I
you
have a friend who met me on Facebook, on YouTube. Yeah, she works as a healthcare officer. Every day she will always tell you that she's going to night shift. If you see her on video call, you'll be sorry for her. If you see her on video call, please, she's not married yet. You're not married. Please calm down. You are killing yourself. At a point, she told herself, I have to resign. I can't do again. I'm telling you, in UK, UK. I met her on YouTube. She's a very staunch follower of YouTube, of my channel. The first day I saw her on video call, please don't be angry. How old are you? She told me. I said, what job do you do? She told me, I said, are you not seeing that you are older than your age?
All right, Rep, just hold that thought. Let me welcome Vicky's Corner. Thank you for joining.
welcome, Vicky.
Thank you. And they are making great suggestion here. Vicky is also in the medical field. She said overworking that doesn't show on their body. She now said, I hate overworking. All things Chile is also in the US. She lives in Philadelphia. She said That is why I have always refused to do nursing. You can see people are now making choices. Women are becoming wiser. You understand? And that's what those people they bring here. If they bring them here and they get to know
That's
that
why it is on high demand
the
now.
problems
High
start
demand.
coming the moment they realize their
Yes, it's on high
options.
demand. High
People
demand.
said our body is like a machine. If you overwork it, it's going to overheat
They
and it
don't know.
will
They
back
don't
up.
know.
That
They
is
don't
it.
know.
Welcome, Zberry TV. Thank you for joining us today. I really appreciate you. Thank you, guys.
Welcome,
So
welcome.
you're
Please give
welcome.
the host a
Welcome.
thumbs up and
Yeah,
share
please
this
give
live
the
Welcome,
host
stream
a
Vicky
thumbs
also.
up,
Stunner
honestly.
and Z-Berry, all things Chile. Welcome. Thank you
Please,
so
oh,
much.
if you don't want to share, please give us super chat. The host is monetized.
Okay?
Give super chat. You will not super chat. You will not
Wow.
share. You will not like. You will not even give to your community. Not be juju be that.
Now
That's
the
you.
Joe, now the Joe.
So please don't bother yourself in giving thumbs up. We don't need thumbs up too much. We need super chat. It's something.
Bells.
Ihe
So
nwere ka m ga-enye na is what I
I'm
have
telling
done
you.
some.
That's right. And Spicy, you guys are funny.
Yes. So like I was saying, when I saw her out there, I said, please don't be angry. What did you study in Nigeria? She told me nursing. Hey, I said, so that's what you are doing in UK. He said, how did you know? I said, no, look at your face. How old are you? She told me. I said, my dear sister, have you given birth? Home and abroad. He said, no, I don't have a kid. My sister, you are not going, are you sure you're going to last? Look at your face. You look like someone that is 49,
Because
50.
when you get bad mouth.
No,
No,
listen.
Stella, that's the only language they hear.
No, listen. There's some comment you need to say the way it
That's the
is.
only language they hear.
Look at a lady of 38 years. If you see, she looks like 49, 50. I'm telling
You
you.
see?
I know they lie.
What
I don't know if she's
Cosrep
Serious.
is
here,
saying
but
now,
she's always on my
that
live
was
stream. I don't want to mention her name.
see what Cosrep is saying now. The first
Hey,
year I came here, the first year,
you
so
don't understand though.
I was introduced to the bigger community. They had an event, so I came. I was looking at them, JJC now. I was looking at them. Then I have a sister-in-law that lives here, and I called her, say, see, so with all this rain, why are they looking so old?
Hmm.
She said they are not old. I said, what do I mean? I said, look at their faces. She started laughing at me that I'm yet to see anything. And I pointed that only few people here look decent enough. And it's not that they don't have money to take care of themselves, but the body is already overworked.
Oh, overworked, weak.
So when you think about it, she was like that I should relax. I will understand eventually. So people should know this body, like I said before, is what you put in the body that will result to you're having this disease, you're having that. We should be mindful of what we eat, the kind of toxins we put in our body. I like Coke. You drink 3 bottles of Coke in a day. And then if you continue 3 bottles of Coke in a day,
You need
calculate
it
it.
for
A
energy.
bottle of Coke, I
You
think,
need
is
the
about
coke for
35 grams
energy.
of sugar. So
You
we
need
should
the coke for energy.
But when it becomes too
energy
much,
now. Some people drink
it's
energy
risky.
drink.
When it becomes too much, it's risky.
Energy
Yes.
drinks.
Yeah,
Some
no,
people
I'm
will
saying
drink
it. Those who are overworking themselves, they need the sugar. You understand? To keep them
You're
up.
correct.
And it's very dangerous.
very
Yes.
dangerous.
Because they want to get extra power to work extra hours, extra shifts.
Yeah.
That is the problem.
And make extra money.
For
Extra
some
money
of
that they
them,
cannot eat later.
some of the
That
men,
they'll send
when
to
their
what
wife
to
end?
people that do not appreciate it. They'll send it to people that do not appreciate it.
Can you
They still
imagine? That
tell
one
it's
another
not
thing.
enough.
Don't just go there, please. That one will make me cry. Don't go there. Don't go there, please. I don't want to
Please
cry.
don't cry like me yesterday. I was on live. I didn't know when I broke
was
down. I started crying.
Tell truth.
Oh God.
Yes,
It was so embarrassing. I had to close my
I miss
camera because the
I
tears
miss
stopped.
I miss
The
that
tears
life.
to stop
A friend
flowing.
of mine lost the mother, so I've been with him all this while. So that's why one of my white friends lost the mother. So that's why I wasn't around yesterday. I missed it.
Hey.
What made you cry?
Is this same topic now? Women putting their husbands behind so that they can, take over their husbands' houses, take over everything. They
It's
lie
very
and
bad.
lay accusations on their husbands
Accusations. The one
because
that
of
is raining now is accusation. It's
marital,
accusation that is raining. Yes.
material things. It touched me because I know somebody who has done that, and it really broke me. It's a sad thing, it's a sad thing, honest. How somebody will have the mind have the mind to do such a thing to somebody you say is your soulmate, you married, you lie and put him behind for years to suffer for what he didn't commit, a crime he never committed. That's terrible. And
Yeah.
those deleting their spouses.
Spicy really cried yesterday. I was like, wow.
You know, all these things, forget that you see us talking. Most of us are very soft at heart. Oh, English will not kill me. Or soft in heart. You don't know. So if you see me talking like this, it's not because I want to talk. I'm telling you, as I told that girl, I said, that girl, are you okay? That lady, I said, see you are 38, and you look like 49, 50. He said, God forbid. I said, that's what you look like. She said, no, I have to resign. She resigned the following week. She looked for another lesser job in 6 hours. That one, she was doing 12 hours. 12.
Imagine.
Can you do 12 hours?
I'm not somewhat
So, a cost rep, 12 is even small. They do straight 16 hours.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
And then you now come out from it and maybe take 2 hours sleep and go back to another short shift of 5
Can you
hours.
imagine? And at the end, your husband will not tell you can't spend the money to your mother. You can't give your mother this amount. Are you seeing this thing? Are you guys not seeing this thing?
There was one that walked and she died. When she died, the husband got benefit because they said there was some negligence that happened. So that benefit, they paid the man over 200 and something thousand. You understand?
Can you imagine?
The man went and married another wife.
Wife don't go. First wife don't go.
We have a super chat to Aging Finest. Thank you so much.
Wow.
Thank
you so much.
Thank you, Aging.
Thank you.
Yes,
Aging
so
Fitness.
let's be here to appreciate that. Thank you.
Aging, I don't know you, but I love you already. That's what I'm saying. I want to love you more. If you're a woman, please love me too.
All right, this is life. I don't, even if I don't have money, you see this rest and living life of a baby girl. Like, what time is it now? This is past 12. I am still in bed. I am still lying down lazy in bed. Watching a good. Imagine if I'm walking like this.
Oh, they are repaired. For the kingdom of God is at hand.
I like baby girl life. I no come what cause of my bed. Life now
in bed by now. My brother is still a young man. Oh God. Oh God.
He's a young man. That is why he's working. He's using his energy to work. He's a young guy. Let him use it.
Obara Abako.
Okay. Hey, you guys will not kill me. You guys will kill me. Honestly, this thing is something that we have to continuously, discuss and also create awareness so that if you're that young lady in Nigeria and somebody is coming to marry you because you're a nurse, you should sharpen yourself and ask the person some questions.
They are doing it now. It's on. They are doing it now. A friend of mine told me the other day that somebody was asking her, she read biochemistry, that would she like to come to UK. I told her, you have to be sure to see if they're not going to use you to come and work. I told her, I said, you have to be very sure. You know the girl now. You guys know the girl now. Ekene Amakezen. I don't know if you have seen me talking about her.
Yes.
Somebody asked her, you like to come to UK? I said, you have to be very sure, my sister. Don't go there and they'll say you go there. You have to be sure who is taking you and why he's taking you or she is taking you. I mean, I don't have my mouth. I told her openly. I know they're there. I didn't dare there. You better find it in yourself. Then somebody now say, come, let me do for you. They will not come and carry money for you on your head. You don't want to be working.
I tell you.
Okay.
That one.
Even if I would do this, let it be on my own, for my own benefit,
on my own evolution.
You understand?
On my own. Let me do it on my own. Let nobody be in charge. It's not good. I thought when I told her that she said she could not sleep that night. Then the next day she told the person that she's no longer interested. I said, better for you, because the person must tell you what you are coming to do, so that you will be aware. Not because you read biochemistry, you will not go and do nothing. You will not be using you to work 28, 24, even 16 hours direct. No, only 2 hours to sleep.
They do, honestly, because that's the only time they can make what they call money. Because if you're just working 8 hours, which is what is required by law, 8 hours is what is required. 40 hours a week is what is required by law
Stated,
for you to
yes.
do. So that 40
You
hours
need
a
to be
week,
done.
if you're doing that and you're on a salary of $44 per hour, you've made your full pay. But
Your
imagine
full
you're
amount.
working 16 hours a day
Can you
and you
imagine? You
work
know how
for
much?
5 days.
You know how
Calculate the
much?
number of hours.
You know how
Even like
much?
that over time, with
Too much
overtime,
money.
they
There
make
is
so much
overtime, oh.
money.
Overtime day.
It's overtime. There is
Uh-huh.
nobody they will give you straight 16 hours for 5 days. No. If you're doing 16 hours, that means you're going 16 is what? Is 32. So on your third day, you finish your work.
At
But
all,
they
you
will
need to
not
rest.
And then
agree.
you go to another place. You now go and
No,
do
No,
another
they
shift
you
will
are
no,
elsewhere.
supposed to rest
the nurse
based
manager
on the
will tell
law.
you you
You are
have to
supposed to
work
rest.
3 days. And
Yes,
then
they'll not tell
they
you,
will now say, please
yes,
put my name in case anybody is not coming.
not
They will
coming. I will
keep
not, I will
packing it.
come. Yes,
They will
that's
keep
what they will
packing it.
not do. You have already finished your hours for that week, but you are looking for extra that
Extra.
will hook you. You will not say,
And
put
then
my
the
name,
Oyibo people
put
that
my
they are
name.
doing this work with, they are not doing extra shifts.
At all.
They
At
will work
all.
just their hours and go home. Friday,
At
they are in
all.
the club
The
enjoying themselves.
Spend
truth
time
is
with their
that the
kids.
truth is that
Spend time with their spouse. Spend
But
time.
our
They'll
the
go
people,
truth
on
is that
holidays. Go and
the truth
enjoy. And I'm a
it still boils
Rokajachi.
down to this pressure. It still boils down to this pressure we allow people put off because how can you just
Very
just like
correct,
that
Stella.
man,
Very
just like
correct.
that man that told the son that your cousins are building extra two houses and three houses. And the guy, if not the wife, if not our sister here, maybe the man would have considered it. He would have
yes,
considered building another house. So
yes.
they overstretch themselves, overwork themselves, and these people do not. The painful part is that they don't appreciate it.
That's
They
the
don't
most.
appreciate
Now
it.
that one I pay
They'll
pass.
they'll still collect and give you bad mouth.
Now that one pay pass. Lack of appreciation. Now that one worse pass. That one.
Honestly, this matter where we dey talk say where we dey chook mouth so now matter where audience supposed big pass this one because
No, I,
honestly
I,
grief
I will prepare my own on Tuesday.
Yeah. We need to keep
they
talking
grieve too
about
much.
this, honestly. We need to keep talking. If a man is coming to marry you from the first day because you're a nurse, just know if you come here, you're going to pick up every shift. Do you know, some of these people, they will put to birth, like today, the next week, they're returning back to work.
Can you imagine? For what?
Next week.
Because they want to satisfy.
Because their husband said, no, I will take care of it. You
Look at
just
your
go,
Diana.
take the shift. They will keep packing.
Go back to work. Go back to work. I will
I
do
know
it. I will do
somebody,
it.
she told me that it was until her third child. She said, you know what, I want to have a mugo. That was when she now took 2 months. The husband was angry. Why are you staying at home? What are you staying at home for?
Can you imagine? That man should be. That man
Lazy
should be.
man.
When you
That
see,
man should be sanctioned.
I'm telling you, when you see them having this problem, it's frustration. You understand? The woman will go through that. At some point, she will crack. You know what? I don't care what becomes of it. I need a divorce. Then the man was, after all, I brought you here. I paid your tuition. And then you want to
Then
keep
you
me
will
as
now
my
want to
wife.
delete her.
Yes.
Yes, that is
Yes.
it now.
It's
That's what
as
they do.
simple as that.
That's what they do. It's just as simple. Nothing
It's
more,
as
nothing
simple
less.
as that. That's the next thing that will come to their mind.
The
Then
next thing that will come for her
that
to
will
be eating the
discuss
money,
this.
she has to go. She has
Yeah,
to go.
if I can't have you, nobody else
Nobody
should.
can have you. May
So
God help us.
it's so bad. And you know, if I want to have a gun today, I'll just go to the archery, learn how to fire shots, then go to get license. I have a gun. It's so easy. I'm
At
over
any
18,
little
so
provocation,
you
via
just bring
Magabo
out your weapon.
Hey,
The one that happened last, the man was the one that called police. He deleted the wife, deleted himself. Before police came, two of them were already gone. Two of
Yeah,
them were
and
already
you know,
gone.
most of those people, their children, they will, the first thing if the kids are already like that man's on the course, they now ask them, the family, they called people that their neighbors, like, you know, they start calling people because the kids were traumatized and all of that. So the state had to take the kids. They start looking for a family. Then family members, like, let's assume the thing happened to somebody I know, will first of all go and gather the children. I can decide to keep the whole kids. If there are 5, 4, 3, or 2, I will take responsibility. The state will let me, based on the fact that we are
But the
very
state will
close.
be paying benefits.
Yes, now
No,
every
the
month.
state will pay benefit, but you're not
Yes,
gonna keep those children for a long time
long
until they
time.
get their
Yes,
relatives.
not for a long time.
So they
Not
will
for the,
now contact their
sometimes they'll go and look
families.
for a white family and put them in their care.
If they don't
Yes.
have any
You don't,
relative
if many
in the
when you are
US,
black, no,
you
it's
can't
not for a
send them
long
to
time.
Nigeria. The kids, they don't know anybody in Nigeria.
So they
So
will
they
all
will
be there.
now tell you that you want to continue to give them help. If you have that kind of heart to accommodate them for the rest of their lives, that becomes your responsibility and the state's responsibility. But if you can't, they give them out to foster homes.
Oh, good.
I'm telling you, it's
Can
so
you
bad.
imagine?
God,
Can you imagine?
God have mercy.
Okay,
Can you imagine?
Have
expensive.
mercy.
Just think about it. Your husband is the only relative there, right? And if this thing should happen
Yes.
around you guys, there is no other person to call.
No other person can do it like
Yes.
a
His friends. they will
Hey.
call.
Can you imagine?
Oh, God.
Father,
Most
father
times
will just be
the same
happy to do
husband
what he's
will
doing.
say, or even the wife, no, Nebiko, I'm still struggling with my own children. I can't add extra kids to it.
I can't.
Hey.
Will you force her?
Innocent children. Innocent children.
Even the one in Nigeria that deleted the wife now, they have one son. Where is the son today? Our sister Osinachi, maybe she has 4. Where are the children today?
That's the
Oh
truth.
God. People don't know. People
There
don't know
was
that.
a case that happened. One of the daughters, she was already 18 when that happened to her mother and her father in Houston. What she did, she now stood in for the younger ones, told the state, I am ready to forfeit my college education to take care of my siblings. Do you know this girl automatically became a
Wow.
lady?
Oh, God.
So
She
what
became
is
what?
Hey.
I didn't get you.
yeah? For some
She
kids
became
are
what?
forced into becoming adult based on this.
She became
Oh,
a
yeah,
mother
yeah. I didn't.
automatically now. She became a
Oh,
mother.
yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yes, she became a mother. She became
Yeah.
mama
And
automatically.
then when the kids, everybody had to sit up because now you don't have any reason to misbehave. I'm also a child and we're all raising each other.
That's
And few of them, they get okay, but most of them don't. Is it about the Cameroonian boy that pulled a push and like pushed the mother down? Things
Now,
happen all
wow.
the time.
Nothing
Now,
will not go
wow.
well.
Things happen. Then I watched on the internet. I was crying. I say, "Wow, what happened?" Okay, you are no longer with your husband. You're a single mother. Then your son is wild already. Your son is already out of hand. You know why? She's working every shift available, and
No
not watching over
time.
the child.
No time to look after the boy.
Your
No
child.
time.
So you buy them video games. You don't know the kind of games they are. Video games is in a war. You're shooting somebody or you're that's video.
It's true. It's war. It's war.
So on the
Maka m ga-achọ na ihe m ga-eri cosrep and oyoyo
my
and
dear, go and eat.
trendy.
The one you have eaten is not enough for you.
I have not eaten anything since morning.
Enjoyment.
Happy Maka, I'm still in bed. Let me get my lazy self up and look for
12
yogurt.
o'clock.
Let me look for
My brother-
yogurt and come back.
My
Let me
brother
go
is
look
young,
for yogurt.
my brother is still young. Go. Oh, that's my own bone of contention.
Cosrep, he needs to work out now that he's still very young. Oh, when we get 60, 70, I am a source of 1 round a day. Mba. Let me utilize all the rounds now. Let me fire my shots now.
You see this woman? My brother is still young. Go. Everybody hear what I'm saying? My brother is still young. Okay.
Bye for everyone.
Thank you so much, guys.
Want to go and drink?
I'm coming back. I'll sleep in.
Want to go and take yogurt and relax
You
again
guys
and come
are
back again.
amazing, honestly. I will be
My
running off
brother is still young.
shortly. I'll be running off shortly too. I have a little birthday to organize tomorrow. So
if you are running off shortly, I have premiere by 6. That means in 30 minutes time. Will you be up to 30 minutes time or shortly? How many minutes is your shortly?
What do you say you have in 30 minutes?
I have premiere in 30 minutes time. As I'm asking, how short is your
Okay, let's just make it within that time so we can all go from here to your premiere.
Okay, that's what I'm asking.
So
let's be talking to that time because I might leave you guys and go and be preparing. That's what I'm just asking, not now. Later.
Okay, that's fantastic. I really appreciate you guys' contribution because it's better when we share opinions and then
You bring ideas.
I
we
bring
will
ideas together. I'm trying to see any
we
way
will continue.
forward.
We will continue with it. It's not something we just say once and leave. No, which
Yes,
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 so yes, so
it's good we tell ourselves the truth. Gone are those days when you do things to satisfy somebody. I always say it.
absolutely,
Gone are
absolutely.
those days when you say, "What will my family say?" Family will not live with
what will
you.
people say? What will
Look
Not
at
people
look
say?
at Osinachi's family are still living. She's gone.
eh, they be there. I told a friend told me of his story. He told us that he said, I don't want to call my parents for 3 months. I want to tell them that I was arrested and I'm in prison for 3 months. I will not call them. Let me see if they will find me in prison or try to call me in prison. He did not call the parents for 3 months. Do you believe should I surprise you what happened?
Oh, yeah, what happens? What
The
happens?
family did not even bother to call him one day out of that 3 months.
Wow.
You're
And they tell
kidding. You're
you,
kidding. No
I am not
way.
kidding. I'm not. I'm telling
Uh-uh.
you. The family who heard their son was in prison did not even look for a way to reach him on phone for one day.
Are you sure they didn't call the prison department?
No, no, they are in Nigeria and the guy here is in Italy that time. That was in Italy. He told them he was in prison. At least he told them,
So
this is who you can call to get to me. He gave them the friend's phone number.
Okay.
are
Do you
you
understand?
serious?
They should at least call the
Yes.
friend.
Because
The friend will not be standing in as a police officer. Oh, he's fine. I'll go and see him later. It's my friend. It will not be an intermediate between the police and him.
intermediary.
Did you
Yeah.
understand? They didn't call the friend for one day.
I was
Wow.
about
3 months.
asking if the man gave his parents number to contact. He said
Yes,
it's
he gave
okay.
them from the last question he said to them. He said, "I have a problem. Oh, just normal talk. But you can reach me with this number. I have an issue. I will be serving 6 months, 3 months to 6 months jail term because of what happened. So reach me with this phone number." He now gave them his friend's phone number. They did not
So
call
Wow.
what
him for
happened?
3 months.
Eventually, after 3 months, what did he do? Did he tell the parents the truth?
No, later, after 3 months, he now told them, I sent you people a message that I had issues. It wasn't true. I wanted to know if the family will remember me when I'm in trouble. It's not every time
Oh,
we'll be remembering you people. The family was not saying, oh, we are sorry. We didn't think of what
Sorry,
excuse do you have?
sorry, Ke.
are you
I
kidding
beg,
me?
I beg, I beg.
Okay.
No way.
So
No
if
Let
way.
me
you think
welcome
family will,
Sister Ju.
if
Sister
you
Ju,
think you are
welcome,
living for
welcome.
family,
Thank you
you
for
are on your
You
coming.
own.
do in the building.
Thank you, Sister Ju, for coming in.
So if you think you are living for family, it depends. Like I always say, I thank God for my family. Not all families, but some are self-centered. You want to come and build a house for them that they will not kill you for tomorrow.
Let
So
me
that
tell
they
you
can.
another story. You know, these are Anambra people, cost rep. Sometimes I think it's worse with them. There is this guy, he went to Nkpo, you know Nkpo, Anambra State,
Yes, I
Bayam.
know it. Yes,
The guy bought a lot of land in Nkpo, plenty, and was building story buildings, story buildings, story buildings, story buildings. You know, he rents them out, right?
yes.
Then he was busy having problems with his wife here. He was every week trouble, every week one trouble, every week one trouble. And the mother lived with them here. The mother said, leave him, let him be building. After all, he's making money. Convert that naira now to dollars. Now, where is the money?
Hmm.
Convert the exchange rate now. And then the woman doesn't live in the home. Even the house he built in the village. The mother has been in the US since I got here. The woman has been here. So who lives in the home?
Hey God,
Nobody.
And
nobody.
this
Nobody.
guy,
Absolutely.
he built, when I mean almost the area he bought in Nkpo, I think he has about 6 or 7 story buildings, but you can see he's renting them out. But when you convert the currency to what it is to dollar now, you find that you're not making money.
Nothing to write home about.
Nothing. You're not
The money
making
has
money.
depreciated now. Hey, English will not kill me. English will
You're
not
not
kill me.
making money.
Pass not kill yourself.
With English.
I'm telling you, the English has been. I don't know. I want to be speaking simple and correct English. Lala, my head will not let me. You know, like my boss said, Patrick Obayagbon. He said, while I was busy studying, some persons were busy pepper souping. It's a win. Shawamin, and the case may be. So anything I say, they'll say they will be thinking of how to understand it. It's different. I was studying, they were doing different things. So that's the English is becoming too difficult for us.
See,
were collecting
Godsrep,
yogurt.
don't be that Edo State House of Representative man that will speak English. Nobody will understand what he's talking about.
Abeg, where is that man? Abeg, where that man
I
dey?
don't even know where the man did now,
He
honestly.
day now APC
Awa.
man he be now he still there, but no who want put him for post again, make you not gonna understand anything. Before you go carry our mama go hospital with English. So you better stay on his own.
Okay, see what Sister Uju said in the chat. She said the man would have built those homes here in the US. That is the thing. No, that
That's
is
what we
the
are
thing,
saying.
because any property you have now in US is appreciating. The homes you bought 240,000 like 5-10 years ago is now 480,000, 600,000 as
The
of
one with
today's currency.
the one they built one new one close to our house here. If the
That's
amount they put for just one flat is 330.
Yeah. So
330.
imagine all the and that time the man was building that he was working round the clock.
Just one
When I
flat
mean
330.
round the clock, back to back. But where convert it, let's assume in all the money he makes 1 million for rent. Convert 1 million naira to dollar. You're making less than $3,000.
We just need
You're making $2,000 plus.
we just need to do it the right way. That's
Yeah,
the
people
only
should
way.
set their priority right. Honestly,
Set
if,
your
priorities right.
if you're going home to find a wife, not just marry a woman because she's a nurse.
Because of economic value.
Yes,
marry somebody you can have relationship with, because after all this money, if there is no connection, that's when they will start saying, yeah, she's going outside, he's going outside. There should be some connection. I have a friend here. She's about retiring. She says she's tired, but she has her own business, so she's trying to focus more on her own business here than what she has put in. She has put in over 25 years into her pharmacy job, but she's trying to retire, and because she has consistently carried her husband along, the two of them are very close. You understand? So even if they retire today and decide to be sipping drink, they will be holidaying. Not this one, you retire, you
They
don't
will be pepper souping.
you won't know the man you married. And people don't understand. Most of our work here, because of the children, is either the woman picks night shift so that the man will be at home in the night with
home in the
yes,
you must share, you must accommodate. He's sharing.
Yeah,
they
share a lot. But where I have a problem is when that wife start making money, don't now come with the controlling energy that I have to be the one dictating what we do.
In charge.
Yes. And when you go to
that's another part.
When the one that makes me mad, when they go to party, they'll be spraying another person's money. If the woman says, okay, spray $50 when we go out, they will say, okay, I heard you. When he goes out, he's spraying $200.
They are hailing him now. How will he
pay? Money.
The woman's money.
So it's such a painful thing that I really pray there will be a solution to this, because as we speak now, I've not figured out any solution to it.
The solution here is that before you get married, please, if a man comes to you and tell you, what did you study? You say nothing. I'm taking you to US. Please, if that is the first intention, if that is the first thing that comes out from his mouth, please run away.
Right. That a solution we are preferring is fantastic, but guess what? Because of the hunger in the land, the girl will tell you, wait, I want to go there.
Yes, I want to go.
So when I go there, rather
yes, it's true.
That brings me to another point. You see, we are just talking about the women. How men are treating the women and their intentions. How about the women themselves? Those who have these ill feelings.
Yeah, a woman's zone will like, I don't want to share my money with you. I've not heard any whereby somebody buy their husband. I've not heard about that. I've not. It's always
the men that is buying. It's always the men that is buying. Me, I've not heard the woman buying.
The woman can walk away, separate from the marriage, and then want to retain everything in the home. That's where they have issues. The man will say,
yes,
I married you.
I cannot do that.
Now you're driving me out of my home. You get it? So,
So
and
that's the
also
only, I've not
Yeah.
heard about
you have
the
a
only other
point
one.
there. That would definitely be on another topic and another stream. There is this thing I will say here. There is this man. The man is known to be a mean-spirited human being. He got separated from it. No, they got divorced, but they were still living in the same house. Then he went straight. He didn't even waste time. Went straight and hooked up another Nigerian back home. And then that one is not a nurse, but he already made up his mind that if she comes here, she's going straight to nursing profession. Then
It's just those ill intentions for me. Oh, I don't like them.
so they were in the same house. Then the man every night you're making midnight call, oh sweetie, honey, so that the wife in the house will be, the thing was peppering the woman so badly, peppering the woman. Then one day the woman got tired of the whole thing. See, what, you wicked man, blah 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 blah, not knowing that the man has prepared a trap for her. So the woman grabbed a kitchen knife to run outside to the garage to punch the tires of the man's car. The man had already called 911. So the moment the police came to the compound, they saw the woman with a weapon. That was how they drove the woman out of the house with her children. So some men can be very mean. When I mean mean, and guess what? That marriage was maybe about 6 years ago. They're no longer together, and the man has married another one. So he has married 4 wives in his life, and there is not this one you marry for paper. You understand? Go home, marry Nigerian wife, bring here. It's a different ballgame.
May God help us.
God help us.
Sister, just say women pour hot water. There is a case of an Oyibo lady buying our Igbo, but hey, that's another
one. That one is another one now. That one day. I thought the case was settled before, but they found out that it was a lie. So we heard it. We will not say we did not hear it.
Even a young man now, their case, they didn't want to pursue the case until now. They are filing the case, I think, in Florida.
Because they saw a proof in the escalator. So
yeah. So that one happens all the time.
That one is a normal. That one happens well now. But that one a normal happening. It happen well.
Honestly,
when you are in a toxic relationship, you have to run away. You don't have to remain there. You have to run.
I don't think people understand when people say, well, you're in a toxic relationship, you have to work. They will give you reasons why they don't want to leave. And the next thing they will tell you, because you're not in my shoe, that's why you're telling me to come out.
You will not understand.
You have to make that decision of coming out by yourself, because most of them, if you tell them to come out, when they start regretting it, or when they couldn't find another love or whatever, they will now say you were the one that drove them out. I'm telling you. So it's a decision a woman has to make by herself, and then maybe with her parents or with her siblings or with her children. See,
okay. Uju is saying nursing. We are not saying, we are just giving. Nursing is what is general, what we have heard. We are not saying it's only in nursing. Sister Uju is saying it's not only nursing. We are not saying it's only nursing. But
yeah, we're not saying it's only nursing, but that's the one that has it. 80% of them.
Yes. We're not saying it's everywhere, but we have heard the ones I have heard is in nursing.
Yeah, the ones on the news I brought you here, I sent you to nursing school, and then
nursing.
Now you want to dictate how the money.
Yes, we are not saying it's a bad profession. We are only saying that men are using the advantage. That's what we are saying.
Selfish about marrying nurses.
Yeah.
That they're marrying nurses for economic
reasons.
Yes,
basically.
not because they love the person or they want to build a family with the person. That's our own bone of contention here.
When I mean economic reason, they will tell you I'm looking for a wife. We'll make sure it's a nurse. You get what I'm saying? So they already zeroed their mind on the economic impact that wife is going to bring.
She's an asset. She's an asset. They need an asset. They don't need somebody that will just come. That is not enough. They need that. I've heard it. Not that we are not saying others don't have pie issues. We have others that have pie issues, but the one we have heard common is that of
this one is very, very common. And because because of the foundation they laid from the onset of that marriage or relationship.
Okay, you
They
see,
don't
now
want.
she said okay. Now you understand. She said okay. Yes, we're not saying they are not buying every other. They are buying, but that of nothing, people are using it as if it's their right. Let me use that word. That's what we're talking about. I brought you. I paid for your nursing training. I
Tuition,
brought
I
you from
sent you to
Nigeria.
school,
I
blah
sent
blah
you to
blah.
school.
Now
Yes.
you are making
Now you
money.
are making money. You feel you can talk
See,
talk to me like
see,
that.
we think these things are true. When I was doing my MBA and MPA, the director of program for my MPA is a Nigerian. So what he told me was, he said that he's a Nigerian, a professor. So, and he happens to be a close family friend. So we talk some time to time, you know. So he now said that now the wife is a nurse. That time she just finished her masters in, no, she was doing masters in nursing when I was doing my master's program, and we are friends. So the man was telling me that I don't know what is happening to my wife, that since she started making small money now, she's now doing her shoulders like this.
But that's another thing, Sha. You know,
Yes,
women
now
sometimes they can be
it happens
enough.
like that too. It happens like that. When you start getting
Yes,
more money, there is this tendency of you are the boss. I've arrived. It's like that.
yes.
It's not just a
Which is
normal talk.
something we
It's
need to
very true.
also talk about. Yeah,
Yes.
which is something we also need to talk about. It's not good that okay, you get money and you start saying no, you can't do this. You start having opinion. Let me say so. Start having opinion that you ordinarily wouldn't have been having or you usually didn't have.
Sister
Raising
Uju is
shoulders,
also
being
saying
a
something
feminist.
here. He say, I heard men intentionally go to school. Look, yes, now I
Yes,
have
it's
seen.
Uju. That's what we are talking
You
That's
about.
what we
have
are
seen it
saying.
now.
I'm
That's
I've
what
seen
aware.
it. That
even
thing came to my.
Stella White has a practical experience that in her place of
I
work,
said somebody
a man
walked up
came
to
from
me.
Nigeria and
Yeah,
said, "Sis, Biko, Chotalomo a nurse."
that
I
I
know you
work
are married.
here. I work
Look for
here.
a nurse for me.
Yes,
Yes.
yes. I they tell you.
The notion is becoming they are using it negatively without that intention of I want to marry a wife or build a
I want
family.
to
It
have
is
a
wrong.
friend. I
Yeah,
want to marry a friend, a life partner.
Yes, all they want is that particular person must be a nurse.
yeah.
Why? Because of
Yes.
their selfish interest and gain in future. That's what we are saying.
And we are actually linking it to why men buy, especially Nigerian men buy their wives.
Their wives. Yeah.
So that yes, we are taking it down to that level. How did it start? Why did you marry a nurse?
She, she, she
And
has
with
put
that,
she has put her hand in her head. Hey, whoa. I'm telling you, I
Honestly,
have seen.
Sister we started by putting the
uh,
foundations, the reason why
yes,
they do these things.
I even gave
And
example
yes,
with somebody you might even know. I gave example with her here. We
yeah,
have heard.
yes.
Now
And
look at
then
it. Oh.
there was somebody that was a friend of mine was trying to look. I have a younger sister in Nigeria. Do you know the first question? Is she a nurse?
you see, you see,
Is she a nurse? Now, before
you
any
see,
further discussion. So if she's not a nurse, forget
Forget
it.
it. Forget it.
There is no further discussion.
Nothing you can say again. If it's not a nurse, forget it.
Yesterday in Spicy's live stream, I was saying that our children here are matured to have wives, to marry. But we find out that they're marrying themselves. Okay, that's another discussion we should be having. They are not really marrying themselves. Some girls are now getting 29, 30, 31, and there is nobody saying, and they have people they grew up with. You understand? Look at those videos I made, those Nigerian videos, seeing our young girls. They are still young boys in the mix. But once they grow, instead they're looking for Oyibo, where Oyibo, that is it. So people they should start marrying within the culture. Stop going to Nigeria with the intention of having a wife. Marry within our community. Within our community, you find a wife, you find a husband.
It's well.
Mr. You said I'm a nurse practitioner. That's why what I asked. I didn't
Yes,
study something in
Sister Uju
Nigeria.
is a nurse.
So this is
Nurse practitioner. Not yes, I know about her.
yeah. Nurse
She's a
practitioner,
nurse.
if you don't know, is equivalent to doctors somehow. They can prescribe medicine, they see patients. That's what, in most cases, they are considered doctors because they have a PhD to do that. Most of them have PhD, most of them just have the certificate. So Sister Ju is almost is a doctor in her right, if you look at it that way.
Yeah.
So guys, I really appreciate you guys. Sister Ju, we are trying to round up. And we are holding on for course reps premiere time so that we can just from here go to his
Live
premiere.
premiere.
We are
Yeah, so my premier is in 14 minutes time.
okay.
So please, guys, as we are here, don't go. Ololo, please
Yeah,
get to the
somebody
link.
was asking me about your channel name, so I gave her in the comment section.
Okay, can't you get the link?
Let me see.
Please get the link of the live of the premiere. Please get the link. You can go to my channel. Just if you want to share the video, you copy the link. Yes.
Yeah, let me go to your channel.
I am still here. We are still waiting. I'll just be here until I want to go and share it in my community. But let me just be here for now. We are still here. Sorry, I meant to write. That's why I asked. No problem, Sister Uju. We understand you perfectly well.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's coming up at 11. So let me share it quickly.
Yes. I knew why you asked, Sister Uju. I really suspected why you asked, because I knew you were related to that field, and it was really as in, I could feel that. Why are they talking about nurses alone? Maybe that's why.
I bet who asked for my channel name?
All Things Chili was asking for the premier name. I hope.
Okay. Okay, she was asking for where they will do where the premiere is. Okay, Cost Reps Corner.
Okay, Cost Rep,
okay.
I just shared the link. So anybody in the comment section, please, if you want to join us for this premiere, please join us. Let's talk about May.
It's not if you want to join. It's not if you want to join. Let's just move.
Welcome.
Let's just move from here.
You are welcome, Sister Uju. You are welcome. You know, you're my senior sister. I will have to fight for you. Don't worry, I understand.
Honestly, you guys have been amazing. Stella White, I thank you for sharing that your opinion, because it's a good thing you're back home and then you already witness what is happening here, in as much as you're not.
Yeah.
So that when
you guys are not concerned about what happened, though. You guys are not concerned about what happened. The guy disturbed me.
The guy did what?
The guy disturbed. The guy kept disturbing her.
The guy called me saying they want to move it. So the guy said, whether I never see. I come to and say, brother, carry your hand, find wife. I will be matchmaker.
You see?
They just make it as negative condition. Negative condition is wrong. You don't do that.
It is. That's not the only reason why you should find a wife. You can't just go and marry somebody's daughter because he's a nurse. You understand? So I'm pinning this link. Please join us for a premiere in the next 13 minutes. It's happening at Cost Rep Corners.
Please join us. Let's go and dissect a little, not more. All road leads to Cost Reps.
Okay, you see what I'm saying? Cost Rep. See what Sister Uju said. She said my husband is an engineer. He makes more money than me. You see what I told you? When they tell nurse, it's until they work their long shift. That's when they make those kind of money.
You cannot work long shifts now. That one knows the importance.
It's until they do it. So apart from that, a person with a regular job will make more money than them. Well, their husbands are the one pushing them. They will call, can you fill in this place that this person is? Well, take the shift. And some don't even say nicely. They will say
as money making machines.
Yes, now
as
money is coming. Why will it be calm when the money is coming? It cannot be calm when the money is coming. The money is there. You're telling him to keep calm. It's not possible. May God have mercy on us. We are just. I've said it before. Anybody that comes to you with the impression of, are you a nurse? As number one question, please run away.
Yeah, run. Just run.
Just wrong.
Obvious.
The person does not love you. Now he is looking for a money making machine.
If we
Simple.
like, let's scream it, run away, run away. They are not running anywhere. Everybody wants Japa because
It's true,
the
Sha.
country is already bad. But
That
what
one,
we are saying here,
that
our
one day.
men, if they're gonna hear us, if you're even if you're going to marry the nurse, let that nurse have some kind of liberty. Let her decide what to do with her money. And you yourself should go and enroll in nursing if you think that's the only way to make money.
That's
If you don't
exactly.
want to do
Like,
nursing, enhance yourself.
let me
When two
add
people are
something.
bringing money to the table, I tell you, marriage is sweeter.
It makes it better.
It's
Let me
sweeter.
add something. Yesterday I went to a nursing school yesterday.
Network.
Yeah.
They just
Yeah. Are you still there, Stella?
She's still talking. She's still talking. Maybe it's network. Just let's wait a while. She's still talking.
not
I
far
can you
from my
see?
office. They did
She's still talking.
tapping yesterday, you know. Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you
Continue.
now.
Continue. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, so I went to a nursing school yesterday. They did tapping, welcoming them. It's like matriculation,
Okay.
Okay.
where they put the nursing cap on them,
Yes,
you
the
know,
school now
as
they are
nursing
starting.
students.
Yes.
So they for health or something. He mentioned, yes, he mentioned that, I mean, she mentioned that a lot of people, if you see the people that came to enroll in nursing school this year, people that have had in their thousands that they have never, this is the first time they are having that high amount of number
Wow.
coming to pick form. And a lot of people were like, really? And I said, it's still boils down to
Oh, and she's sharing a very interesting thing with us. So this network,
this economic value. A lot of people feel, some of them, I guess, yes, they are married already. They feel that nothing is an oh, my network is bad.
yeah, she's really having a bad network, and what she's trying to share with us is also very, very important, because of her experience yesterday. But hopefully, she will come back to tell us the whole story if her network permits. I want to thank all of you for coming in. All things Chili, the link has been posted in the chat. So you just click on the link, it takes you directly to Cost Reps um, home for the premiere. And please let us go and join our brother to do the premiere with him. Is very interesting topic as well. And it's
Online.
May Edochie for all the May fans. Okay, so we'll join her. So the bottom line still remain is this: there is no profession that cannot make that you can make money from. There is no profession, and nursing profession is not the only profession you can make money. You can make your regular money if you work your normal duties, which is your 40 hours a week if you live in the US. But the reason they make excess money is when they work 80 hours a week. For most people, people do that. Some people work 60 hours, some people work 70 hours, and that is now regarded as double shift. Okay. So, and if you're getting into marriage or relationship, let it not be, yes, I want to come to the US first. Let it be, I want to build a home with somebody. And for the man going to Nigeria to bring a nurse, please let that mindset start changing before you even consider having a wife. Change the mindset that, yes, I'm only going to marry a nurse or nothing. And if you end up marrying a nurse, that shouldn't mean you should turn somebody's daughter to Jackie, to a workaholic, somebody that will be spinning money for you. Any single available shift, pick the shift, any single opening, take it. Do not use another person's daughter to fill in your own pocket. That woman you brought from Nigeria is going to have children, and you most likely you have a daughter too. If somebody marry your own daughter based on the fact that he is going to benefit economically from that daughter of yours, you wouldn't be happy as a man. So when we understand that, and it will help us balance our lives in the sense that you do what is required. Don't overdo it, pushing your wife out there to go get shift to work and make money. And when she makes this money, you now dictate to her how the money is spent. You now go out spending more money, writing checks that she did not authorize or approve of. That's where the problem starts. That's where, and then when the woman start complaining tomorrow, you say, I brought you to the US. I sent you to nursing school. Another advice I'm gonna say here: if you feel that nursing career is a more lucrative one for you to make money, please enroll with your wife. Nothing stops you from enrolling. We have male nurses as well. Two of you can be classmates and graduate at the same time.
I have shared my own story. Now, two of my friends are both classmates, husband and wife. Both of them.
Yeah.
So you can do it.
Yeah, absolutely. They can do it. And then you make the money together. I have couples here that the wife is the husband is a travel nurse, the wife is working full time, and eventually the woman switched her nursing career. She's now a nurse administrator, so she doesn't see patients. You understand? There are so many ways to do this thing. There are so many ways. Let us not bring somebody's daughter to the US and use the person as
a workaholic.
Yeah,
or
source of income.
As a toy.
Sister just said it happens with Filipinos. Their parents start early to tell them they are going to study nursing. You see, so they already know. But the way the world is going now, IT has taken over. In the next 20 years, that's where the whole money is gonna be coming from. So anybody pushing somebody should also think about nurse related to IT, nursing career related to IT. It's not just only patient, because most patients who believe that we could survive without going to hospital during COVID, who knew that you can do telemedical visit. You can do it over the phone with your doctor. You can do it over Skype, over WebEx, over Zoom with your doctor. No, we didn't know about these things until the worst happened. Innovation came in. So
things are changing.
Things are changing. And our men shouldn't be using, I brought you to this wife. That's the reason why you should take somebody's life. You brought the person to the US. You didn't bring the person to the world. And if that person is determined to come to the US by him or herself, definitely they will get here. That notion, that mentality should change. And men should also better themselves, advance in your career. If you have a degree already, go for master's degree. Look for a skill-related job that you can never be out of work. Don't depend solely on your wife and keep pushing her out there to secure all the shifts available in her work area, putting her under unnecessary pressure, and then when she started busting out, it becomes a problem for you to control. And having said that, to our women too, I know we overdo it. They say a man who woman they feed, the food no they rest well for in belly.
Yeah.
And that is the truth. For the fact that you're now the breadwinner does not mean you should disrespect your husband. Most of these husbands we are talking about are the ones that raise these children because their wives were busy working. Most of them are close to their children. So not because you are now the one making more money, that's not the reason why you should disrespect your husband.
Oh, yo, I have to go now.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, our premier is here. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys for being here. Cost rest program starts now. So let us, dive into the premier. I still have 10 people in the chat. Please, let's go to Cost Rep and support him for the premier. He's an amazing content creator and a very great support. Thank you guys for coming. Sister Ju, I know you're late, but don't worry, sis. I woke up so early today, so I decided to come early. Thank you, Mel Fitness. Thank you, Sister Ju. Thank you, All Things Chili. Patty Yaba, we're already rounding up. Thank you so much, Patty Yaba. Thank you so much, Stella White. I really, really appreciate your input today. I really, really do. Thank you, Spice It Up with Onwa, dear, the beautiful lady. Thank you, guys. Chini, thank you, Sister Ifechi. Oh my goodness, Mama. Thank you so much for being amazing. We love you. Thank you so much for every other person that came today. Z Berry, Vicky's Corner, Aging Finance, Mel Fitness, Trending G's. I really appreciate each and every one of you. So please, let's go to Cost Rep's Corner to support Cost Rep for his premiere. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Spicy. Thank you. I really appreciate. Thank you, guys. All right, let's dive into Cost Reps. So I'll be saying bye-bye until I see you guys in my next stream. Be blessed and know the purpose of your living while you're on this earth. So let's support Cost Rep, please, guys. Thank you. Thank you all. You guys are amazing.